Game capture, still division, bam. Hello boys in the chat. We'll cast the 2v2 tournament game between Yabo NAS and Zarzaban, aka Brigadier General Tour, and the other dudes. Hello guys, thanks El Bowser for the raid, thanks Guy for coming in. I'm Time to Collision. I will be continue casting 2v2 tournament, the match between Yabo and AS and Zarzaban and Von Grimm. Again, shout out to El Bowser for casting previous game, it was awesome man, I enjoyed it a lot. You're on Veselova, okay, let's check the map then boys. Please ping me when you actually start. I'll just go and play myself and we'll have a discussion how the map looks like. In the meantime, I'll just post short, content creation. Okay. Thank you, Blackbird. Blackbird Bleeds for the follow. Appreciate it, man. Welcome to the Clown Gang. Damn it, boys. All right, boys. Thank you, Yabo42 for following now. Let's talk about the map for this moment. Yabo and AS, if you are here, please send me a message when you actually start. So this is a Veselova map. I don't know what divisions were given to each of the sides yet, but this is pretty open map. This map, in my opinion, this map can be dominated by tanks. there are very small amount of places you can actually hide AT guns. There are some like buildings here, yellow forest here, but amount of green forest on the left flank of the map is close to none. About the middle hill, yes, you can have some AT guns here or here, but one thing about that is that usually your rush is like M8, fast tanks, even Hellcats will appear here much sooner than you will be ready and in position to side shot enemy tank in here. So I'm pretty sure there won't be any heavy tank like Jumbos or IS-2s for obvious reason, but Jagdpanzer here can give you a headache if you are in an enemy team, of course. On the other hand, the rest of the map, it's still a lot of open field. To get any of the flags, you need to move into the open. So in my opinion, here tank will be crucial. And what are the divisions? So Jabo NAS, they gave Tartalek, Munte, Rima, Koruk, 352nd and Skijäger. So let's analyze the division. Tartalek, very good, decent Hungarian infantry, Stuks, a lot of RT and planes. Planes on this map are not that, they are important as always, but it's easier to stop them. Why? Because on previous map we just played, there were a lot of, hills, forests, and other dangers that you couldn't put your AA in good spots. Unless you pushed, of course, like Jabo and AS to the spawn. But on this map, you have so many places that your AA have very, very good sight. And for example, here, you can put your AA safely. There is no position to shoot you. Of course, mortars still exist, but at least in terms of like direct fire, and your AA will do the job. 88s, Nimrods, and that kind of stuff is really, really potent at that map because there is really nothing to block your sight. On both sides, all the parts of the map can be easily protected by AA. If you have AA, why? I'm saying this because, as Jabo said, allies can pick from Home Army, 358, 126, MGB, VDB, and Turina. So what is common for all of this division? For all of this division, Home Army doesn't have good AA, 358 suffers with AA, 126 suffers with AA too, MGB, Turina also. VDV, I think they have decent AA tab if I remember correctly. I don't play them much, but VDV, has CQC infantry. Do you see a lot of CQC areas? Yeah, maybe if you get here. But if you are on this side of the map, not really. Because this flag is in the middle of the town, yeah, but kinda in the middle of the open. You can be shooted from every direction. This flag is literally in the crossroads behind the town. This is behind the forest. And this is in the open. So VDV on this map would be a giant gamble, in my opinion. A giant gamble. Okay. So tanks. Yeah, in my opinion, tanks on this map can win you the game. It's not like Stug is unstoppable, but for sure if you have only, T-34, the poor version, Stugs can give you a headache. VDV and Turina, a good combo, Sir Daniel says. Could be. But VDV infantry will need a lot of support. VDV just covers Turina bigger weakness. Yes, that's true. That's true. If you want to work that way, that one player is more focusing on AA and air, then sure. And the first pick is VDV Vanguard for Jabo and AS. So if they are going VDV Vanguard, they for sure want to achieve that they have enough AA for the game. This will be the biggest plus of VDV on this map. What do you guys think in the chat? What do you think about the map? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Have you played? Do you play 2v2s? Sardania says that he will give 26. I agree that 26 has really bad AA. I mean, they have... Okay, another way. It's not bad AA. It's good AA, but in small amount of numbers. So you need to be very careful with your AA there. And you can be easily airspawned by division like Rima, by division like Koruk. Even Skijäger can give you a headache if you have very bad AA. Yep. Barbarian says that Rima is trash. Well, Rima is trash, but okay, they have decent infantry and they have a lot of airplanes, also cheap airplanes. In this setup, when you know that your enemy doesn't have good and a lot of AA, you cannot say it's trash, because almost all of your responses will be always more expensive and not that efficient against cheap planes from the Rima. And of course, we are not talking people sending one by one single bomber and getting shot down by the fighter. We are talking about cooperating of two players with complete air superiority because your AA is trash. That's completely different story. Because when you cannot contest the air or like maintain clean skies because your AA is good, you need to invest into fighters. Okay, that's good. But your enemy has fighters too. And if you go behind the bomber to shut it down, then you basically risk that enemy fighter will get on your tail. On the other hand, let's say they bring Skijäger or something else with JUs. I don't remember if they gave you 122nd, but they have JUS 87s. So you cannot go head to head with them because you will basically die. Okay, so we have VDV Vanguard against Skijäger Vanguard and 352nd Maverick. So looking at the division they gave them and what they picked, so basically Skijäger and 352nd, they want to achieve armor advantage over the game. And okay, so VDV and Turina, what Sir Daniel says, this is maybe if not standard, this is what I would expect. Especially if they bring the VDV as the first pick. Turina is not that bad deck itself. It just suffers two things. There are better version of it. I would say that like first Polish is better deck. Not sure about the nerfs, but it used to be treated as best Turina or better Turina earlier. And second thing is that if you cover the biggest weakness of Turina, you with free VDV, you are free to take it, basically. Yeah, I remember that patch green when first Polish was either pick or ban. I remember that. But it was before Strelki nerf, or Polish equivalent, Strelcy. So yeah. Third Canadian and free GTC. I have PTSD for playing 6 Airborne on this patch, Maybe not on this patch, but like patch before. This was giving me PTSD. Sir Danis, if you cover the biggest weakness of Turina is actually one of the best division. Yeah, I agree. Maybe not one of the best, but it's decent and good division. If you cover it AA, for sure. For sure. So they are not starting yet. I will just go to Turina quickly. Look. Infantry, Strelki, okay. Hordes of T-34. Almost every single thing you would like to have in support tab. Very decent AT tank tab, especially that currently these things are godlike. With APCR trick. AA is the issue, but they have free VDV. So it won't be that much of hassle. In terms of IT tank or artillery, you have 122mm M30s. They have hit shell with 160mm, so they can deal frontally with Jagdpanzer. They can deal with KV2 or whatever else the Axis brings this match. And the air, I think that 3VDV has enough good airs for Turina to not really invest too heavily here, other than fighters, of course. But we'll see. Let me see if they still starting or... No, they still didn't start. So let's see what 3VDV has in the meantime. Of course, CQC infantry, which you know, like automatic keys, the Satni keys with a lot of PPS ages, T-34s and other hordes of T-34, so basically two T-34 decks, pretty decent support tab, AT tank tab, you know, you have one card of these twos, and the other deck has very good anti-tank tab. About anti-air, you can see that this deck, especially with this activation point, so 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, can basically supply whole AA for both division. I mean, of course, it won't happen. Turina will also bring one card at least, but if there will be need to do so, they can do so. They can do so, especially that they won't spend so much in infantry, because I think they won't take more than 8 cards for sure. Artillery, very heavy artillery, plus off maps, another 1 to 2. To be honest, nothing to be ashamed of. And the air tab, to be honest, if this division had IL2 cluster, you could consider it one of the better or like the best air tabs in the game. IL2 AT Rocket is also potent, or IL2 37 to kill tanks. We'll see what they do and how they will play. Sir Daniels, medium spam, decent air, good infantry, and abundance of AT. Yak 90, very good, and okay. Third VDV also can bring the Satniki, which is not bad at all. The Satniki DT. Which one is that? This one. Oh, well, 3 machine guns. Holy shit, boys. This is very weird, like 1 submachine, 3 rifles, and 3 machine guns. Holy shit. Okay. Let's see if they play. Still not going on. So let's take a look on the Axis division we have. Just to remind, we have Skijäger and 352nd. Skijäger. In my opinion, one of better squad in the game. 20.9 man, 7-1 basically. So 7 rifles and 1 machine gun. Skijäger Pioneer and Sturm Skijäger. Pretty good infantry, but it suffers from 2 things. It's very expensive. STGs are not performing as they used to, so they will lose to most cheap infantry spams, which is basically currently, I mean, meta. It's meta of infantry combat. Also, they don't have deep infantry tab, so it means that usually Skijäger is the first who lose the infantry attrition wars. About the tank. So they have T-34-85s. This tank can be good against T-34, the standard variant, because we have Turina and 3VDV. On the other hand, this tank is not that good against AT tanks and AT guns, especially with a PCR cycling of these twos. And one more shiny thing, because they are already starting, is of course KV. Very, very slow, but hitting hard. This thing is one-shotting any single thing in the game if it penetrates, and with 160mm of penetration, this is no joke, boys. Hit HE shell from this, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it can one-shot AT guns too. But going to the game, boys. They starting, they say, okay, let's go, spectate. So guys, your money is on who? Your money is on Axis or Allies this game. So Skijäger and 352nd, or Turina plus 3VDV. What's your opinion on that, boys? Let me go to the fastest. We have more than 1 minute to talk. See you, AS, and good luck. Antoni Sarubi, what a sexy name, man. You say Turina plus VDV? Damn it. Turina plus VDV. Hope your voice won't die. Is it so bad? I'm sorry, I need to drink. Okay, I'll drink like professional, you know, caster. I have professional water with oranges. Damn it. No orange slipped into my cup, by the way. I'm not sure if you will see, but this is the cup I got from my friends on my birthday because we are playing tabletop RPG, and my other nickname other than Time to Collision and like the longest nickname I ever had, not a clown, was Dream Eater. So usually people call me Dream, even in real life. So what's written here is Dream Team always rolls high, because you know we used to rolling the dice in the tabletop. I'm not surprised with the eater part. Why? Why? Explain yourself, Green. No? Okay. 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 You'll tell me later, I know you. Okay, so we still need to wait for deployment. Some early pings from AS. AS, what do you ping? You ping points you want to attack. Okay. So coming back to map, because the deployment takes a bit. And we don't see what will be the initial like deployment of the forces. We'll see a lot of open ground fights. But I think that Turina can break the defenses. We will see. We'll see. It may be possible that... Okay, defenses, what's there? Oh. Damn it. This is like real general saying to his partner that defense is here. Okay. So chat, how you doing? Are you playing mostly team games or 1v1? Because I know that you're coming from El Bowser. El Bowser is playing 1v1, he's a very good player. Green is doing okay? I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Neither do you, Fantix. Malkidas. I think if Axis could maintain good AA net, they will win, because if they don't, the B-Tank Buster of Turina only will make so hard for Axis tanks. Tank Busters of Turina. I mean, I agree that maintaining air superiority is, in 2v2 especially, most of the time a winning factor. Because usually the map is still wide enough when you calculate it. It's like, okay, so it's 4, so it's like 8, it's 9 kilometers of front line, so we have like 4.5. So it's less than in 1v1, but it's much more than in 4v4. And in 4v4 it's much easier to lock your front line and artillery share. And also the AA density is much higher. In 2v2, with you covering so big front line, it's sometimes it gets like in 1v1 that you cannot really afford the AA. And you get bullied for it. And certainly both third VDV and Turina can bully you hard. They bully you hard. One pack. Okay. Damn it, sir. Guys, this is one attack beacon and one defense beacon. I'm curious. That's fun when you take a look. AS is not defending anywhere. He's attack beacon, attack beacon, attack beacon. I think they got encouraged after the first game and pushing current Axis to the spawn that they want to win early. We need to check if the time limit and time settings are actually as they should be. They screwed last game. I think they shouldn't do it right now. Alkidas, do you play 2v2 by the way? Or you play like 1v1 only? And nice to have you, bud. Appreciate that. Okay, defenses. I hope this will be another interesting game. The previous game was pretty one-sided, but still interesting. I think that allies could have won the game. It was really hard to spot the period when the one for them sleep. Okay, so Vincent, the first one was on double the duration, but Yabo and AS won on double the duration by ticking enemy down to 0 in 25 minutes. They were, I don't remember, but 21-3 in one of the moments. Yeah, oof. Okay, I would like to say that when playing this tournament, going for the worst division is a mistake. You have to give 6th division that shares weakness. I agree. Most of the time, I've seen people picking divisions from enemy which have very, very bad AA or limited AA. Malkidas, most of 4v4 and sometimes 1v1. Well, just like me. I'm team gamer by heart, but I play 1v1s from duty. Okay, but if you mix Craiova and VDV, you get a mix that can be insanely powerful. Yeah. You know, normally you don't consider AK being very, very powerful, but giving 3 VDV is a bit weird for me, because they gave 5 divisions, which the biggest weakness is AA, and you gave 1 division, which can cover AA for 2 players. That's risky. That's risky. Especially that from looking at your picks, you want to win heavy tank fight on the long range, or tank fight in general, because we don't see heavies here other than Jagdpanther. By the way, Malkidas, I'm not sure if you're new to the game or not, but if you sometimes play 1v1, maybe you want to try the Greenhorn tournament. This is a good place for new players in the game, you know, to learn the ropes, to face each other. You see the bootcamp Discord, thank you Fantix. And in the meantime, let's see and let's take a look at deployment. So, from the Axis, very defensive deployment in the bottom with flag from the start and in very risky position, sir. Like, I hope you are aware that it can die before it reach this position. On the other hand, I wouldn't say attacking, but much more points spent from the allied side. In the meantime, this is very, very weird placement, Von Grimm. I think that Von Grimm doesn't play the game a lot. It looks like he doesn't have a lot of experience. Yabo, we missed early plane and early airplay. My bad, boys, my bad. But I think nothing happened yet. Okay. PTRS, 1. Okay, so 120 point squad already gone here. What about flag 88? Do you see it? Do you see it? Ah, yes. Yes, they see it. It will be really painful if you lose it at the start. It's 120 point unit, you have only 2 in A. That's no joke, boys. That's no joke. How looks the micro? Okay, it's simple Q moving, and the first plane going from Brigadier. It's 65 point plane, very, very potent. About the Tamans from AS, from Turina, what you can say? They are very cheap, 30 points, and the usual goal is to force enemy to buy AA. We'll see if it works out, but we can see some AA already on the field. Okay, so AS has his T34 in perfect spot. Seeing that there is flag 88, it will try to contest it with T34. I'm not sure if it will succeed, but at least he can deal some damage for later. Fighter coming to kill the Ijigan and Ijigan in the very same position. They should both go down. Okay, only one actually. I never seen actually Taman shooting something down with rear gunner, but it will be awesome if it happens one day. Brigadier Tour with off map in the right side of the map, and T34 slowly shooting at enemy position. As I mentioned before, this is a lot about open field engagements. Yabo and AS, they got a bit of ground on the right, so they have foothold on the hill for further engagement. This is important because people are usually scared with sending tank here, so it's not getting shotted from this position. Big boy, Sturmpanzer KV2 coming, 160 millimeters of penetration. It's more than enough to penetrate 85 millimeter Valentine or 75 millimeter T34. All right. How going the engagement in the bottom? We can see that Flag 41 lost half of health, but killed the T34 from AS, and AS is slowly pushing Volksdeutsche from Von Grimm out. The issue is that AS can have hard time taking this flag. Single tank, unless he can like snipe it with AT gun or his very own tanks or airplay, can stop all of this infantry advancing. How is the Flag 41 half dead but not stressed? Welcome to Steel Division game, when usually you kill stuff before you suppress it. Sometimes it's not relevant for tank combat, but for the others, yes, sure. Okay, we can see that IL-2 M3 is coming for T-34-85. Okay, it's not dead yet, but I'm pretty sure that it will be damaged. On the other hand, I mentioned earlier that I think Von Grimm's is not, if not experienced, I think maybe he was experienced a bit before. He's rusty, because you can see that his micro in a lot of places is a bit sloppy. He forgets about unit in transport, he forgets about AA very far in the back. Like, having complete armor advantage, you can safely move this AA over here. It won't stop single IL-2, but you know, it's still better to have it closer to the front. From how Von plays, he isn't really playing well. You know, he can be new, he can be rusty. A rusty player would play otherwise. Could be. Okay, 2T34, it's enough to kill single B2. This B2 should go down, especially that this position here. I'm not sure if Von Grimm did put here specially, because Flag 41 is very potent AT gun. If he placed it here, or even here, it would make much more job for Axis. This T-34 won't kill Flag 41 on 2K. I mean, they can damage it, especially it has only 4 people left, but if this was full strength, not really. Both of T-34 would die. By the way, small tip to new players in the chat, you can see that next to units I have like 160 next to Flag 41, and next to Panzer B2 I have 70 and 80. So golden is basically penetration you have on the most potent ammo you got, and on the white you see the armor, front armor of unit. Okay, so some ground for allies won in the bottom side of the map. In the meantime, mid is completely in favor of allies too. The same with the hill. It's good for Axis that allies don't have any tank dominating at the long range, because imagine if the situation would be otherwise, allies coming here and placing sooner or later like Jagdpanzer. It will make this spawn basically gone without airplay. Okay, what are you shooting, sir? Okay, you're shooting tanks here. You see, the first T-34 goes down. Okay, we are talking about ally success, but what about Axis success in the bottom? They got one flag. I think this is pretty temporarily flag. Yeah, it's already pinned. We need to cross through the open, and you know, even single T-34 here can stop your infantry advance without air cover, without tank cover. Air cover is coming too late. Air cover is coming too late, yeah, and first Ju-87 is going down. I'm not sure if this IL-2KR will go down. I don't think so. Yeah, damage T-30-45 goes down to IL-2 rocket plane. In the meantime, Von Grimm is rocketing Zenard 37mm. He even missed. Yeah, he missed because he was partially suppressed. That's really sad to see. You can see that Axis lost like at least 80 points in this area. And this was 80 points from Skijäger. What I said in the deck builder earlier before the game actually started is Skijäger has one of the not weakest, but for sure less deep infantry tap in the game. They are not really good in infantry attrition combat. And this 4 plus 3 here, so 7 infantry squads in A phase, it will hurt them a lot. It's at least 1 card or maybe 2 card. We don't see veterans here, so oh no, we see okay, only on Sturmskijäger, but they have them natively. So at least he has unvetted infantry. It's not really like the greatest decision, but it means that he will have more of them coming later. Okay, is AS APCR cycling? AS. AS is not APCR cycling, boys. This is something you can improve if you watch the cast later. With APCR cycle, this T-34 would be probably dead like few seconds earlier. Sometimes it's important. I know that this is not the gentleman way to win, but it's efficient. Most people use it. You should do it too. You should do it too. 15-9 for allies, and it looks like Axis should have bad time coming here, but they have long range advantage on tank, at least currently. And they also had a AA gun here. It went down. I'm not sure if to T-34 or to this group from the bottom. AS, you have another, boys. Oh, damn it. Very painful. Transmission damage in the first one. Okay, now he is APCR cycling, boys. If you are curious what is APCR cycle is basically turning on and off your APCR shells after each consecutive shot. Why? You know, because this is double cannon tank World War II era technology that you shoot with one, you reload the other one in the meantime, and you know, like double tapping basically. Okay, few pings from AS. We know where next push and concentration from AS is coming. It's weird. It's second game. I noticed that they really play like two separate sides. I didn't see a lot of cooperation. I mean, only this like T-34s here, but Yabo deciding to push T-34 here, AS pushing with his forces here. If Yabo sent his T-34s instead of here, like here, they could break through easily. They could break through easily. Green, I would say it's much more gentleman than, let's say, 80 rifle to 80 spawn. It's hard to tell to me because I have no complaint to my enemy if they do that to me, but for sure. What's the issue with like PTRS squads. Can we see it right now? Some single PTRS. No, PTRS is already dead. Is yeah, because they deployed them very very far to the front line. PTRS squad, if you maybe not on current patch but on previous one, if you had PTRS squad camping around your only supply road to flank, which sometimes happens on several maps, hunting down this PTRS squad is very expensive. Why? You need to invest more than PTRS squad itself. PTRS squad is 10 points. You need to invest at least in 2 infantry squad to spot it. Sometimes even more, because people will play with peekaboo with it and you don't really know where it is exactly. You need to spare micro awareness time, because if you're not, you will lose a lot of infantry, transports, AA, whatever else. Okay, Von Grimm sending Jagd Panther without any recon, without any support. To be honest, it could easily die to this Guardia in a second. They are pretty unlucky they didn't kill it with planes, but it wouldn't change much. They already conquered this area. Jagd Panther is not close combat fighter. It doesn't have turret, so they could go around Jagd Panther and, you know, just side shot it or rear shot it. As simple as that. 17-7 to AS. 10 minutes on the clock. So far we can say that it will be even quicker match and easier game than previous one. But you know, let's give Axis a chance, especially that they are going with Panzer offensive. But I'm sorry to say, Von Grimm, it looks like you are new to the game. You know that Jagd Panther doesn't have turret, and you used move command instead of Q move or targeted attack. You succeed for now, but you know, you could lose it to side shots earlier or something else could happen. Alright, by the way, chat, what do you think about this unit? What do you think about Jagd Panther? Other than that unit is very sexy. It has very good front armor, it has a very good 88mm gun. Oh, I don't like this positioning. That's why I don't like Jagd Panthers, and in general heavy AT tanks like Elephant, ISU 122. Of course, they're decent and potent units, but lack of turret can be really painful. Okay, so Yabo Air offensive in the north, targeting another Stuk. We could see already like 10 Stuk dying. This is Stuk G Führer, so leader card even more painful. Okay, Taman coming back. What about the rockets? Rockets going for 88mm. It will be completely suppressed. I'm curious if there will be any follow-up on that, or that's the that's it. In the meantime, of course, Jagd Panther dying. Jagd Panther dying to what? To Strelki. I'm pretty sure that Jarmola will get, you know, like officer rank after this game. Yeah, Jagd Panther, bye bye. It's not fair situation, to be honest. You could see Jagd Panther going blindly here. You could see T-34 going without any kind of spotting here. It was only able to spot Su-85s because Su-85 basically shoot first. You see Grims is new, a rusty wet would never do that, yeah. Grims is new to the game, but let's be honest, shout out to Green. Whatever Green says in the chat about you, you sign up for tournament. Terrible Division tournament, that's awesome. We need people like you. We need people brave, kinda, you know, confident, either of their skills, of that they can, you know, have fun, improve, get better, and kick ass of Green the next tournament. Sign up. Cheers, bro. Yeah. If you are new to the game, if you are a veteran in the game, and you want to participate in very same tournament, there are still free spots. If you want, just go to SD League or contact a guy called Green HD. He is in the very chat. You just, right click him, whisper, and we can see you and cast you in the very next game. Okay, so APCR cycle on. Okay, looks like AS is not really even trying. I mean, it's not like you need APCR cycle against B2, but on the other hand, you do not. Oh, now he is APCR cycling. Okay, but you don't need APCR shells against B2 at all. If you, to newer players, if you have APCR on your tank, but you know that you can penetrate enemy tank without any problem with normal shells. So like we have SU85 against B2s, usually you should turn off APCR. Why? Because APCR deals 4 damage and AP deals 8 damage. In general, APCR deals half damage AP shell would do. What it means? That sometimes you need 1 or 2 more shots to kill enemy tank. And with rate of fire 5 per minute, it can extend to 30 seconds of shooting. So that's a lot. That's a lot. Blackbird. Emo too many players use AT units like tanks instead of like AT guns. That's kinda true. Oh, we can see another example of spotting. This Stuk only spotted these SUs because they fired first. Yeah, that's gone. To be honest, if I see this Stuk dead SAS, I would just fast move everything to the spawn. This wouldn't stop you. This won't stop you at all. Especially with this IG gun moving a bit forward and being in range of it. I like my SU with 2 stars. It's deadly. Yeah, SUs in current patch, they are deadly. Mishcase, hello. Hello to the chat. Yeah, 2v2 cast. We are casting AS Yabo against Brigadier General Tour and Von Grims. This is 2v2 Terrible Divisions tournament. What does it mean, Terrible Divisions? So imagine you want to play team game. You go to custom game, you go to my bot, to 10v10, whatever. And what do you see? You see King Tigers, ISU, 6 Airborne, divisions like that. In Terrible Division tournament, each of the captains giving to enemy team or choosing to enemy team pool of 6 division, which you can choose 2 divisions from. What it means that we'll see a lot of divisions which we will never see otherwise, or which we see only for memes. In this tournament, they can be actually useful. 350 seconds is getting ass kicked. Yeah, it's getting ass kicked, but let's be honest. We can clearly see that Von Grims is new player, or he doesn't have a lot of experience, or probably buff. So he's doing well for a new player. Yabo and AS are no joke. Yabo and AS are no joke. I played against Yabo yesterday in 2v2, by the way. It was a hard fight. It was a hard fight. Milske, you love 350 seconds? Guys, Milske is participating in very, very same tournament. He loves 350 seconds. Cheers. Oh no, I'm playing against you. No. Damn it. Yeah, I'm playing in this tournament too, but I'm playing in the second phase. We got promotion to second phase by Green. Okay, Von Grimm using NT planes. So that's interesting. What you can see from Von Grimm, he has at least 6 planes in the air, what I counted. He brought 4 Jagd Panthers already. He is even bringing artillery. We didn't see a lot of other units from him. That's interesting. Milchcase, we lost close today against Nat and Zogu. Damn it. 2 more minutes on the clock. Let's be honest. In my opinion, nothing can change situation for the Axis at this point. Especially that Look, it looks like they don't have any pushing power, at least from Von Grimm. He didn't bring any infantry unit recently. All of these are only tanks, AA or planes. Barbarian, okay. Well, he is lucky that there is nothing to kill it yet. But if you take a look, they have only 45mm. And PTRD has 35mm of penetration. Damn it. Thank you for making me break for the taking some water and saving my voice. Thank you for the follow, Brillerhead. Nice to see you here. Appreciate, bro. We are casting 2v2 tournament. AS and Yabo against Brigadier General Tour. This is second game. First was win for Yabo and AS. And the second game, it looks like it will be in 1 minute. Mishkes, did you get 50 follows now? Yes, I am on 33 follows. I love you all, boys. I love you all. You are awesome. You are awesome. Okay. I think that Yabo and AS have a small talk right now because they did at least like several mistakes, micro mistakes, but they are winning the game. This is already over, and Axis can do nothing about it. So congratulations to AS and Yabo for reaching second stage of the game, of the tournament. I'm really pleasure to cast this game, and I hope you will have very good games in the future. Yabo 42. Yeah. Congrats. Yabo and AS so far, so good. Almost unstoppable. To be honest, that's interesting, boys, because I've noticed in last 3 minutes that you lost a bit of units, but you didn't lose so much in the last 2 minutes to have so similar KDs between the teams. So even though I was saying that Von Grimms was kind of new player or looking like a new player, he didn't do that bad. He didn't do that bad. We can see that he's a new player or he has very specific kind of play style, and he's still not doing bad. And he signs for the tournament. Be like Von Grimm. They were losing hard first game. They were losing hard second game. They didn't surrender. Be like Von Grimm. GG, boys. GG. Congratulations. Okay, what chat is saying? Congrats, love. Let's go, boys. So how important is veterancy or AT or tank destroyer? So let's talk about tank destroyer. Tank destroyer and tanks in general, you vet when you have good availability curve or you want to win early equal number fights. It's I'm not sure about current meta, but there was very popular at one point to double vet your P4s, Shermans, and stuff like this because they get more rate of fire. It means they usually shoot first. It means that they will shoot faster and like on the period of a minute, you will get 2 or 3 more shots. And 2 or 3 more shots usually means you kill the tank before it kills you. And if you have new fresh tanks coming or something eating the bullet, enemy missing the first shot, this even damaged or whatever tank can still be very useful. Reminder, other than infantry combat, at least in tank combat, damaged tank is still a tank which is deadly. That's why double vetted tank lets you to get advantage in early trades, and it's basically a snowball effect later. So you brought 3 tanks, enemy brought 3 tanks. Your tanks are vetted. They cost the same. So you won the fight. For example, let's say that only single tank have stayed for you on the field. Then another minute you bring 2 tanks, and then you bring 2 tanks. So you have 3 tanks against 2, and they are vetted. So you usually lose 1 tank or even none, and he is gone. and it's going over and over. Of course, you have AT gun, cluster plane, and so on, but usually that's all. About AT vetting, it was very important on like 6 patches ago. Not sure about now. Maybe you can vet when you have good veterancy curve, but most AT guns in the game have low availability or too low availability to vet them. Maybe some people in the chat will disagree with me. Milishke is green, Sir Daniel, Siabo, and other good 1v1 people. Maybe you can say, what do you think about that? Yeah, I think so that AT guns are not vetted most of the time. Okay, Antoni Sarubi, yeah, too much armor started appearing. Oh no, enemy brings heavy tank, I don't know what to do. I've heard it before. Okay, this was harder in the previous game. This was harder, but you won earlier. General Tour and Grims had no concept of giving divs. Sad but true. I wouldn't say they didn't have a concept. They brought the worst divisions, but by doing that, they brought like 5 bad divisions, and those divisions are bad because of the very same weakness, no AA, and gave one more division which has pretty good AA. So you can pick one of these 5, one of this, and you negate the biggest weakness of one of those division, and it's possible that it goes the other way. In the meantime, I think that Yabo and AS picks were consistent. I don't say that they won already in the, at least in the first game, already in the deck choosing stage, but the second game, I can say that they gain a huge advantage in the pre-game stage. Okay. Green HD, I would say most don't get vetted, especially the bigger ones like Pack 40s. AS, I only take these 2 with 1 vet in B. 4 instead of 6, it's okay trade for me. Okay, sure. Some 45mm are good with 1 vet. Okay, and I usually take as 2 vet as I don't use much of them, and I use them as light transport or light killer and opening. Well, so basically the very same concept I mentioned. You vet when availability curve is good, or the availability is too big for you to use all of the AT guns. I mean, there is nothing such like too much AT guns, but if you're on offensive, you're a Vanguard player, most of the time you don't need 20 AT guns in your deck. And Vanguard is the most popular choice in 1v1 currently. Okay, let me see if someone else played the game. By the way, there is Turrent and Von Grims in the voice chat. I'm not sure if they want to talk. I'll just drop them the message if we can have post-game interview. In the meantime, Yabo and AS, do you have 2 minutes to talk? Yabo and AS, do you have 2 minutes to talk? Okay, 11 viewers by Vulcan streams. Vulcan is a big streamer. If you enjoy Vulcan content, it's hard to compete with this guy. I'm streaming for a month. He's streaming for a year. See the difference. Okay, let me see if there are other games though too. There are replays. Okay, there are replays of Colonel Koenig. So. I will download the replays. I will put them in the respective folder. By the way, if you're a new player and you don't know where the replay folder is, you go to operating system disk, to users, to your username, to saved games, to Eugen system, Steel Division 2, and there are your replays. So let me drag and drop, and all right. 1952 is the first game, and this is game number 1. No, okay, so this is CLG1, okay, great, and CL game number 2. Let me reload the replay page, profile, replays. I have like hundreds of replays in my folder, so it takes a bit to load up. But I will load the replay. It will start going, and whoa, okay, I'm not showing who won. Wait, it still didn't load it, so I can go here, and I will be right back in a second when it comes. Okay, date, and we have game number 1. So be right back in a second. See you in a second. Bye. Hello back. Let me go to post deployment stage. I really hate waiting for it. You are just not showing how many you won in 1v1. You know, I have alternate account. I'm participating in Division 1, Division 3, Division 5 and Greenhorn tournament, you know. That's what's happening. Okay, you used to, okay. Whoa, boys. TTC, not a professional streamer, okay. And know this. Okay, so about deployment. Sontir and Badger Jelly, this is Turina and 3VDV, the very same matchup. So 3VDV covering the biggest weakness of Turina, and 352nd and 14 infantry. That's interesting indeed. Icarus playing 14 infantry, starting early smoke. So they want to reach the spots of enemy team in the south. That's interesting. Defensive deployment from one side and the other two, although some T-34s coming to the position. Pretty small concentration of forces for the Axis on the middle hill, and we have seen how important the middle hill domination is. Okay, ME109 going on to tail of IL-2 It should be that IL-2 and it is indeed. In the bottom, to be honest, allies have nothing yet to deal with SPW. There is T-70 coming and there is AT guns. This one is a bit out of position, I need to say. Maybe it's defensive or waiting for the further breakthrough. And on the meantime, Jagd Panther coming the first minute of the game. Now we understand why like so small forces are in the middle for Axis. Okay, first offensive engagement, T-34 trying to hide from a Tiger, Ersatz MG being bullied by tanks and machine gun. Okay, Icarus moving his flame troops to the forest. So far air superiority maintained by the Axis. Team, looking at the deployment. Yeah, I was thinking about the same, that Yacht Panther needs AA cover, especially against this division. And one more thing, Yacht Panther here, I don't know, Yacht Panther here, Yacht Panther here, here, even like pickable here would be easier to do than having Yacht Panther here. Because what are you going to do? I know that you are a good player, but you risk so much with this single unit, 140 points, which you shouldn't. You shouldn't do if you're not brave like they do. But we'll see. Maybe opponent doesn't notice in time. Maybe opponent will be very passive. Okay, so maybe opponent will go bashing frontline. Oh, they are bombing the Yacht Panther. I don't have German accent, I'm sorry, but I would love to say it. So far trades. Trade and as I mentioned before, very token forces from Axis in the middle, allowing elite units from allies to take the forest and one flag. In the meantime, killing T-34 with Panzerschreck allowed Axis team to get superiority in the bottom. But M5L is going as to rescue the flag. You know, here is maybe a bit too far, but if you put it like here, nothing can really shoot it. So it will hold the flag. Okay, mortar reloading after the barrage. In the meantime, wait. Ooh. Wait, what happened? Do you think that he brought Tanko Desatniki without any transport? Damn it, boys. Damn it. I think it was unfortunate mistake by dismounting them too early. You know, double clicking, selecting all, pressing U, bam. But you know, this can be painful. Okay. Suntir using P3 bis. This is pretty heavy armament fighter, but it's not agile and it's not that fast. It won't be able to catch Focke-Wulfs from the Axis. Okay, I was saying that maybe this is bad, but he wasn't pushing his Yacht Panther blindly so far. He wasn't even in danger of being flanked. So complete armor superiority coming for the Axis. As I mentioned before in the previous match, if Axis or allies are able to get this part of the map and having armor superiority here, it usually means that you get 3 flags. This flag, and this flag. And knowing from the other games, having 3 flags is usually enough to win the game. But we'll see what happens in the long run. AT guns already waiting for this Yacht Panther to show the sight. Oh no, very, very bad. Suntir, very, very bad. Evac. You have AA, so you may survive it, but this ME109 is very, very close to get on your tail. Let me see if it actually... Okay, AA saved your day. AA saved your day. On the other hand, it will go down to Zenard MT37. I don't know if this was 200 IQ bait. Maybe. Suntir has been defeated. He dropped? You think he dropped? This game was for sure longer than like 15 minutes. I don't know what happened. We need to ask Suntir what happened. But this is unfortunate. If this was a crash or drop, this is very unfortunate. Okay, Tiger exchanging bullets with T-34. Of course, we know the winner of this engagement. T-34 bullying non-AT infantry, and in the bottom 0 AA for the Axis. And Yacht Panther slowly bullied, but still achieving killing 2 AT guns and T-34. Battery Fuhrer in the back, you know, waiting in a track to move to the front line. Okay, tanko desatniki. Guys, remember when I was talking to Elbowser that I like to ban and pick in advance? This is exactly the reason why. I remember my semi-final match, which I lost. And I didn't lose because of it. But I had big light grenadiers in A coming without transport on Haroshaya. I think he did his deck in hurry and forgot to bring transports. But shout out to Budget Jelly for playing till the end. He can still win. So let's see. P3B is going for the strafing run and engaging into the dogfight. With a little bit of micro, ME109 should take 0 casualties and take this very, very easily. This 109 will die to the Zenard. A bit sloppy micro from Colonel Koenig. What about you boys? Holy shit. You are going to Forbidden Land. You shouldn't do that. No. Why you turn it off? Damn it. Not only they went to Forbidden Land and they evacuated prematurely. I can tell you boys, if you do something prematurely in this game, it's bad. This is very weird. Colonel Koenig using HE129 AT plane to kill snipers. If this is not asserting dominance, I don't know what is. Holy shit. Buying 120 point AT plane to make one run, killed single sniper guy, and, you know, evac. Probably he ran out of fuel or something. So far so good. 12-12. Basically both sides exchanged the heals. Okay, Icarus, what are you doing? Okay, Icarus didn't decide to Panzerschreck the M5L because it would be another flag for the Axis. So 12-12. Murder in this position will be pain. Very good positioning of SPW. It's safe from the road. It will only shoot the infantry in the area. Guys, do you want a recipe for cooked IG gun? Let me show you. This is recipe for cooked IG gun. Damn it. No. Okay. This murder free against 2 Valentines. My money is on Valentines. Yep. Pretty good trades for allies, even considering that they have AI on their team and AI with a lot of infantry without transports. This is actually painful to watch. Infantry traveling from the spawn to the front line on foot, especially CQC infantry. Holy shit. This is something I didn't see in this game for a long time. Andriusha, no, it's Katyusha. Katyusha 132 millimeters, successfully stopping German advance to the town. It will allow Tanko Desatniki and Guardia taking the defensive position, and it won't be easy to take, at least for now. Okay, Yacht Panther still here. There is no position to side shot. Where are we going, boys? Okay, so he wants to hide them from Yacht Panther view. Milch case. The classic murder looking in the complete different direction. Well, you know, it's shooting infantry, right? Thank you for giving me a water break, and thanks for coming back and joining the Clown Gang. We are casting 2v2 tournament, 2v2 terrible tournament. We still have they still have free spaces to join. So if you enjoy and you want to play yourself, feel free. We have game of BDC clan, Colonel Kanik and Icarus against Suntir and Badger Jelly. Badger Jelly is playing alone because Suntir is AI. I'm not sure if this was disheartened TTC style surrender after watching your units being without transports from phase A, or it was a crash or some connection issue. Okay. HS-129 actually targeting tanks. Damn it. I thought I will not see it this day, but we see, and this is actually a very good run, killing 2 tanks. Maybe you can even survive because this A is not vetted. No. Senar 37, too strong, boys. Green. I don't know how long you will stay here casting. What do you mean? Włochaty Pająkulec, Harry Spider, thank you for coming and giving a follow. Thank you for staying by, tuning in. By the way, the very same Włochaty you can see in the chat, he's streamer himself. He's one of the best, if not the best, player of SD44. Be sure to go to his channel, follow, maybe, watch some streams and have fun. He's the best, yeah, he's the best player of SD44. In the meantime, Badger Jelly not surrendering, fighting like a tiger, microing his plane, evading 2 fighters from Icarus. Oh, he wants to go. He wants to go for it. Okay, but come on, turn, don't go. No, that doesn't look healthy. Okay. One of my issues in this game is that this plane should be already dead. Why? Because fighter cannot really slow down in this game. And we don't have like energy game of attitude that you can, outmaneuver low energy planes. To be honest, the only possible engagement here are tail engagement on head-on engagement. Yeah. A bit of more time and this is actually dead. Colonel Koenig again going into... I need to consider this a mistake. Target this time was good, but going into area that's guarded by AA and you lost 2 planes there already, that's a no-no. That's a no-no for me. Okay, 13-11, how it happened. So basically Axis got 1 flag over here. They still maintaining, barely, but maintaining flags in the middle hill, over though it's looking slopier and slopier. And on the other hand, slopier and slopier looks chance of AI defending against mighty Icarus pushing with 2 tanks and a lot of infantry. Mishcase, Stuk without veterancy. So someone earlier asked about veterancy on tanks. If you have good availability curve and you want early war, early engagements, which you usually want to do, you want to avert your tanks. The most averted tanks are of course medium tanks, so Shermans, P4s, even Stuks. To be honest, do you avert your T-34s? I don't think so, right? I don't think so. You do? Okay. If you say so, you do, then right. Badger Jelly not surrendering. He even maintained, and he is maintaining advantage in flags over the over Colonel Koenig and Icarus. Reminder, Suntir is AI and Colonel Koenig is flatline. So technically in the long run, and not considering AI, of course, allies can have small advantage. Okay. In Polish, I have the T34 in 7th Mech 2 in 26 of 84 now. Answering why he's not averting T34s in 26 or 84th, because this division lack multiple medium tanks. 84th has only one card of T34, so you need to take care of them. I need more than 3 or 4 of them. Okay. I'm surprised. AI holding well. Of course, it will lose this lag, but it's holding well. Okay. Tanko Desatniki in the open. That's interesting. These two fighting against Tiger E. Guys, do you think that... Oh, AI doesn't know a APCR trick, but they still kill the Tiger, so that's great. Icarus rules the sky with 14 infantry air force. Bombers are coming. AI is getting bullied. And, you know, AI is not that great in entire defense, especially that Suntir is playing Turina. And Turina should be supplemented by 3 VDV. Yay. By the way, what we don't see right now. Klare. Oh my god, that's so juicy. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, Stux. I guess where is Commander? Do you see Commander, boys? Oh, this is Commander, yeah. So, 1 vet Stuk, upvetted to 3-star by Commander. Commander, upvet your units by 2 in the leader aura. And if you use the command chain link, so normally leaders, not commanders, are upvetting your unit by 1 star. If you have commander in range of 1500 from the leader, or if you have another leader which is linked to commander in 1000 meter range, you'll have the very same effect of double vetting your units around in leader aura. In the meantime, it looks like even game. I'm not sure about the trade. I'm pretty sure that AI is crippling and AI is bleeding. A lot of points, a lot of units. But Badger Jerry is doing what he can to give headache to Axis player on the middle hill. This is my hill. This is Badger Jerry. Okay, first JU87 is going down. Badger Jerry decided to help AI a bit with Air War and dividing his best fighter, of course, IL2 M3 pun intended. About IL4, this is very heavy bomber. I mean very heavy. This is slow ass bomber with 10 bomb payload, 1000 kilograms. Maybe it's not the heaviest, but it's still no joke. No joke to deal with. Colonel Koenig using a Yay as infantry combat vehicle or infantry vehicle, AFV, fire support, Tiger establishing dominance. It will be very hard to come back to this hill. You can do some shenanigans and going hill, putting the AT gun. You can put AT gun like over here if you manage. But this AT gun will move to front line for another 10 minutes, even if you manage to kill the Tiger and get the reach over here. So these points, even if it be successful, will be dead for at least 5 minutes. And still division is the game about numbers most of the time. And cost efficiency and how you manage your points matters as much as trades do. In the meantime, boys in the chat, what do you think about matchup? Do you think that 14 infantry and 352nd has upper hand over Turina and VDV? Thank you, Mishkes. I forgot about this. 14 infantry has very good units like flag whirling. They have 88 millimeter, which we don't see currently on the map, but he is using. It wasn't 14th, but 352nd also get flag whirling, so I don't think you need to use SDKFs at 7-2. I'm not really fan of them. Okay, so Axis finally getting the edge, getting and securing both hills. This is a death blow because this flag will fall very, very soon. This flag will be very, very hard to tackle, even for Badger who is a player. But the other flank, for AI it can be untakeable because AI will just sacrifice his tanks and unit to wall of Krupp steel, which German have. I think that all AI will do much better if they had armor superiority, but they are not doing that great if they don't have armor superiority. And you know, we play games because we are better than AI, right? No one likes to play games where people are losing. Sorry, I missed the start. How come there is AA playing? So around 7 minutes, Suntir surrendered or crashed or dropped. I don't really know. I noticed that he had unit traveling on foot. Here, Tanko Desatniki is like, for example, this Tanko Desatniki, I think it was called in like 2nd minute of the game. And all of them were traveling on foot. Not sure if, I think it wasn't even, like unfortunate unload, because sooner when AI was using them, they were also marching from the spawn. So yeah. Okay, off map hitting the ground. A lot of AI unit cut. Single bomber will clear the blob. Oh, bomber is coming for the mortar. That's interesting. Okay, bomber changed the target. Target is dead. Bomber doing a circle. Okay, middle hill still fighting for. That's why we have 12-12. Oh wow. VP to Badger Rally for not surrendering and holding for 12-12. To be honest, both like pair of matches I had pleasure to cast showed me that people are not ersatz. People are playing till the very end. People are playing even when settings are screwed up. People are playing when they already screw up the game and they know that they will lose. People are playing when they are new to the game. People are playing when the allies surrendered, you are playing with AI. And they are not giving up. So, as my honorable winner, even though Yabo and AS won the previous match honorably, Von Grimm won for signing up, even that he was a new player clearly. This game, Badger Jerly gets the honorable winner, whatever will be the results, because the match is still open, for not surrendering and playing till the very end with AI. Alright, 85mm from Badger Jelly. I'm not sure if he already takes a look on the left and spots that his flank will soon completely collapse because AI is suiciding units and doesn't have armor advantage. But he's fighting like a tiger. Speaking of tigers, Jagd Panther coming to the close combat. Okay. Badger J not noticing yet, so this will probably be dead in a second. But I'm not a fan of this placement. Like, there can be anything, or even like here to kill you. Yeah, that's that. Let's see what's the micro on the Jagd Panther. Micro is non-existent currently, at least. Okay, so Badger Jelly, even though I said that the hill is lost, he got back to the hill. So he's playing with AI. He won the middle hill and holding the middle hill tightly and he got back to the bottom hill. Of course, he's still not getting the flag, and of course, forces are superior for Axis, but he is fighting. And congrats to you, bro. Weird choice for Colonel Koenig, Pack 4381. I think that this is overkill. I'm not sure if 352nd has a lot of cheaper AT guns, but you don't need that in that matchup. This is 250mm penetration and 100 cost tank, when you know that the biggest tank from allies is this T-34-76 with 90mm of front armor. Single pack 40 will kill it. You have complete armor advantage. You have even Stug will deal with T-34s easily. To be honest, if I have ersatz wall in front of my Jagdpanther, yes. Yes. But this? Okay, you have this, but that's more than sloppy. That's more than sloppy. Okay, Budget Jelly believing. Oh no. Just barely get out. Yes. Yes. Budget Jelly is like my hero of the game. He's losing 7-17 and he steals place. Damn it. Budget Jelly, love. If I ever see you again in the chat or in the Steel Division League or whenever, I will show you some love. If you spot Budget Jelly in any channel, tell him that he's a true chat. True chat of this best of 2 or best of 3, I'm sorry. Best of 3. Okay. He's not giving up. Katyusha's aiming. Bombers are flying. And the AI is doing what it can to regain some ground. 59 to Axis. Game land in 10 minutes. I'm not sure if allies can do anything, especially with AI on its side. TTC, Fantix, yes. What's up? Tell me, Fantix. We should have been named the ersatz squad. You mean me and you? By the way, I'm playing in the very same tournament. I'm playing with Fantix. We are Hungarian national power team, and we'll probably lose after second stage. But you know, there are certain people who didn't even get to second stage, so you know, we are Gucci, right? Only half of teams are going to second stage. I'm ersatz and you are ersatz, exactly, Fantix. We are Erztruppen of the community. Okay, pack 43 going to assert dominance. Being double star, just you know, for memes. Okay, Jagdpanther having next. Oh, wait. If you shoot, you dead. Oh, okay, never mind. You are not dead because you will turn fast enough. Damn it. Colonel Koenig losing third Jagdpanther this game in a very sloppy way. I know that it's much easier to talk from the caster perspective, that you know I can just go there and don't take care what's happening on the other side, but he did a lot of mistakes. He, you know, running with AT plane to sniper and doing circles around enemy EA. Losing 3 Jagdpanthers in that way. I don't know. I mean, this one was clearly not awareness problem, but losing Jagdpanther where it was like here, yeah, losing this Jagdpanther was kinda master plan from the Budget Jelly. Colonel, I need to show you how to do it. Yeah, because guys, if you know what Sir Daniels and Mischkes we play in the tournament, 2 things: 352nd and second air spam. Okay, be prepared, boys. Be prepared. Okay. Icarus doing blind bombing. This is not carpet bomber, so this won't be very effective. You just lost 400 in planes to bomb something you don't even see. But I appreciate the spirit. Unless AI goes into your bomb. Oh, bomb is landing there. Saperi, let's go. No! AI is dodging, boys. AI is dodging. Damn it, this AI is better than me or half players in the game. Dodging the bombers. Holy shit. Alright. 19-5. Butter Jerry playing till the very end with AI on its side. I think that the game is decided. So let's not waste time and move to the other game. I will speed up to speed 3. Let's see the Badger Jelly movement. He's still using Katyushas. He's still using plane. If you take a look, a lot of units actually are from Badger Jelly. It's funny because he's not surrendering. He will still use T-34s to... I feel like yapping a bit. I'm drinking. I'm drinking. You know, I was talking for a lot of hours today, like, I don't know, 12 hours already. So my throat can be a bit of pain already. Badger Jerry doing what he can to regain the flag, pushing with his units, dealing decisive blow to Tiger and Stuk here. Going, he believes, he still believes. Holy shit, he still believes, boys. Look at this. Look at this. I love you, Badger Jerry. I love you. I love you, Badger Jerry. Holy shit. You know what? No, you should surrender. You are playing with AI. You are losing 15-9. And AI wasted a lot of units. You see Jagd Panzers everywhere. Enemy has air superiority, armor superiority. And Badger is like, no, I will win. That's good. I love the spirit. I love the spirit. Morty 34 coming. Suntir, oh, Suntir small PP. I don't know what happened. We need to ask. But, you know, that's not to me to decide, to be honest. All right. The next one. Soon, you're kidding? I'm not kidding. If he surrendered because he didn't want to play, he needed to go or something else, then, you know, in tournament you shouldn't do that. But Green HD wants to co-cast with me? Perfect. So guys, 5-minute break. I'll just type in the chat, 5-minute break. I will load the game in the meantime, and the game will be co-casted with Green. Green HD is a very cool guy. He's the very same organizer of the tournament. So, you know, show him some love in a second. Victory, victory, victory. You see, who is winning, boys? Who is winning? Okay. No duration date. Okay, let me go for... Be right back. And see you in 5 minutes. Okay, where is some elevator music, boys? No surrender. Always fighting till the very end. jelly. We never surrender. We are now small PP. Hello boys, waiting for green to appear. In the meantime, let's wait for deployment to go on. Anyway. Okay, boys. Let's talk a bit before Mr. Green. Wait. Let's talk a bit before Mr. Green comes in. 12 minutes deployment, pretty long one, I need to admit. Let's talk about the map. The map is Shreddering 2v2 version. Actually, this is like west part of the Shreddering. The east part, usually this is the 4v4 portion of the map. One thing to notice about team games, so 1v1 map is this. So you have around like 8 kilometers to cover of frontline width. 2v2 version is that only has this portion, like, or even like this, like this portion more. So it's very small portion of the map added, but one more people with the very same income added. This is like substantial increase if the unit density in points density per like frontline kilometer. And 4v4 version only adds like this area. So basically what happens that this is 1v1 version and 4v4 version is approximately twice bigger. So what you end is 2 times more units than in 1v1. About the map, I really like the map. Usually the biggest hit is happening on the hill. Why? Because if you lose this hill, and if you lose this hill, or even this, most of the time, it's very, very hard time to come back. Especially if you don't have long range advantage, if enemy is fortified, dug in with AA, AT guns, IG guns, and so on. City, on the other hand, it's pretty easy to lose against certain divisions, especially divisions, you know, like off map, like 97 off map going for 9 minutes. Good luck in stopping it, and good luck in pushing for 10 minutes into the town. That's not going to happen. But on the other hand, it's very easy to retake. If you're able to maintain like armor superiority here, some AT guns here, this will come to basically grinder and jumping from house to house. About the matchup, so for Colonel Koenig we have Baktina and 126. What meets in common this both division? Um, a lot of infantry, weak AA top, and pretty good air top. On the other hand, for Axis, we have 25th Panzer Grenadier, so Stuks. Decent, I mean, a lot of Panzer Grenadiers in infantry top. To be honest, this is pretty okay division. The biggest weakness is, of course, AA top. It's not like AA is very bad. It's more AA is you have only two cards, two slots for AA. On the other hand, Rapana, Finnish troops, so you know Yakari with Molotovs, potent in city combat and in forest combat. A lot of cheap Blenheims, and of course, favorite unit of Sir Daniel's, probably 15-point tank. 15-point tank. It's not like it will win the battle for you, but you know enemy needs to counter it. It's 15 millimeter of armor, and yes, some Soviet squad have PTRS. You can have cheap 30-point AT gun, but if you don't have it, you need to invest into tank to kill it. Fortunately, French group has BT7s for 25, and this is very potent tank. It can still lose, of course, to T26, but I think it's a bit more fair. Green is still not here, so I think we'll
You
take
could
a look.
stream the game to me, you know, so I can see the game.
All right,
That'd be very nice.
I didn't know you are here. Okay,
I'm sneaky.
you scared me. I was like about to jump, but I like reminded myself that I'm on stream. You know.
You
Okay.
can't jump on stream?
Could you can you see the stream on the Discord?
Yes, I can see everything.
Perfect. So let's go. What do you think about the matchup between the division green?
I'm not surprised by the divisions that both factions received. 25th Panzer Grenadier, let's see, a little bit of a forgotten division, really. Not the best. Expensive infantry. Really nothing that they, let's say, shine. There's no sector they shine in, so there's no strong, really, points of the division that would really make you want to play it. Remarapana, yes, so the only division which has no vehicles that have more armor than 15 millimeters, which I guess says for itself. Against Baktina, a very potent division, I think, with very strong infantry and strong off maps. I think this one is one that I would like to play. I think it's an interesting one. And against 126, as I can see, from the BT7s, also a nice division. I think fun one to play. So yeah.
Do you see the new meta? Using Schwimmwagen mortar to claim the flag and provide you support. This is
I think that's some big brain moves right there.
guys. If you don't know what to do in game, copy this guy certainly. Early
Yep,
engagement, I think this is going in favor of the Axis team, mostly because so far Ally didn't commit a lot. What do you think about Finnish fighters though?
Cheap, but swarmy. So you just spam them, really. But no, I think they're not that bad actually, because if you look at their armaments, you can find some really nice planes. Those ones where they're not that bad, but well, later, if you look at, let's say, the what do they get? They get some more expensive fighters too, which look really nice, and the Bruisers with alloys also look very nicely. So, of course, it's not like no-brainers. You have to micro them a bit. But they can be really good.
All right. So far, engagement are going in favor of French team. Again, air war superiority is maintained by the Axis team, but the ground superiority, at least for now, is in favor of Allies. This is pretty weird because I didn't think that Allies will give like early fighter wars so easily.
The thing is, with Rimarapana, that infantry is good as long as it's well, let's say in 100 meters, they prevail because they just have 20-point spammable Yakari with Molotov. But on the other hand, I would still favor allies on the ground when it comes to infantry quality because of the Grupa Baktina with Chernaya Bushlati, very strong infantry. And we've got Nostalki, who have also some quality infantry in the deck. So I'm not that surprised with with what's happening on the map right now. And I think it will really come down to other factors like airplay, maybe tanks, perhaps, because the 25th Panzergrenadier has Stugs after all. Maybe artillery, but I doubt it. So
I
think
just noticed that 94M doesn't have move and shoot on itself. That's
I believe that would be quite challenging to shoot on the move from this, without even talking about shooting precisely. But that's a good AA piece. I really like it. Really effective. But the only problem with it, it runs out of ammo really quickly.
Yeah, and as you mentioned that Yakari are very potent forest troop fighters with the Molotovs, you can see that middle hill is falling back into Axis favor. In the meantime, I'm a bit concerned because Axis looks like they lost at least 5 Stuks in the first 4 minutes. It can be painful. I'm not sure how many Stuks does Suntir have in the deck in phase A. Because if you bring 2 cards, how much you get? 8 in total?
Of course, depends on the veterancy, but I'd say yeah, somewhere around that, yeah.
They have 0 veterancy. They have 0
And the thing
veterancy.
is, he's balanced, and he has 3 cards, I think, maximum. So 2 cards on A, I'm not sure if it's worth it for a balanced player, especially that Stugs, especially that matchup. Stugs will be very important, and you don't want to lose them very quickly in A, like, well, they're doing right now. But they have an amazing AT tab. Why not use something from the AT tab? They have murders, if I'm not surprised, if I'm not wrong, sorry. And those are cheaper and, let's say, more expendable to use an A. Cluster bomber on a T26, that's something I've never seen, I have to say that.
That's overkill, especially that all your infantry in the town has... You have even bazooka, you have PTRDs. And you have 280 guns, not, and PTRS you don't need.
Would you call it asserting dominance?
I would call it. I would call it. Yeah, certainly asserting dominance.
Imagine now. Imagine this IL2 goes down. That would be a massive mistake from the Allied player to lose such an important plane on a T26. Well,
and not to mention, they already lose at least 1 MiG recon fighter and 2 other fighters. So it's not like the air war is going in their favor, right?
Yep. So we have, well, okay, 25th is the division with literally no AA. They have the SDKF sets with the Flakbed links on them, 2 cards, but those are expensive slots. While Rima, okay, they have a bit more infantry, I mean AA. They have 1 card of Bofors, if I'm not wrong. But this AA is still not the best. So losing planes will, well, I'd imagine, mostly due to enemy fighters. But if played well, I think there shouldn't be problems with that for the Allied players.
Only 2 AA pieces so far from Allied team. It's not like they have a lot, but this is 3rd fighter in last 2 minutes, which goes down for the Axis. I think that air war will be crucial for this game. You cannot lose freely fighters if you want to win. Especially that we know that Colonel Koenig and Icarus are winning already 1-0.
Yes. I agree those are expendable planes. They're cheap. You have a lot of them. But it's still something. I'd rather save them for B or C. Especially that Azrima Rapana Air Force is crucial for you. You have those Blenheims, very good bombers, quite fast. Usually get the payload off. And you really need the air superiority. Because if you don't have it, well, apart from the air, from the ground, I don't think there's any places that you will prevail in. Artillery, my teammate from the 2v2 tournament would say. But I can't really see artillery being used right now in the game.
So Green, you mentioned that you play in the 2v2 tournament. Could you tell me what is your best rebuild division?
You mean the worst division, or the one that I'm the best with? Would
The
it still
one you
count?
would like to have. The one you would like to have.
Mm, well, I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be, angry if someone would decide that third GDK is a terrible division. I would really be, I'd be very happy. But no, I think Lovash is one of those divisions. I think highly underrated because I think it's a good division when it comes to like the normal game itself. It's just not the best division at what it does. There's just divisions that do it better.
All right.
But I
All right.
won't be
Noted.
trying to
Noted.
Lovash. Oh, hey, that's not, hey,
And
that's not how
excuse
we
me,
do it.
who do you play in the first match?
We're in the second round. We're
Oh,
waiting for the winner of this matchup. Oh wait, it's
okay.
good. I'm looking at. Wait, no, wait. I think I should pay attention a bit more.
Okay, air
Okay, so they're
engagement,
using a
and
lot
these
of
are two
points.
Spitfires going for down, in my opinion. Let's take a look if they can catch up. They are 50-10 or 55, and I cannot check, but I think, okay, Spitfire is quick enough to escape. Pretty lucky though. I think that Colonel Koenig should be punished for going so deeply over an MEA.
Yeah, it's something that I see many. Well, I wouldn't say Colonel Koenig as a new player, but it's a common mistake. For Colin Koenig is not that bad because he has a lot of planes, I'd say, but Actina doesn't have at least the recon ones. But in a moment where you play with a good division, with a division that has, let's say, G6s, R6s, and you lose one like that because you went to the enemy spawn, that really hurts. So it's definitely something you need to learn to not do, because the probability that you'll catch the enemy plane when it's already close to the spawn is really small, so I wouldn't bother. I wouldn't really bother.
All right. In the
Boston.
meantime, as we are
Oof.
talking, Axis is losing complete dominance in the middle hill. I'm pretty sure that all of these troops heal. It means like Morskaya Piechota and 2 times Morskaya Shturmoviki. They can easily clear the Yakari. And it looks like Axis is getting thinner and thinner in the west. What do you think about this flank, Green?
I really don't like the positioning of this Stug. If I'd be in the place of this guy, I'd just run away. I'd just bail out, run away. There's 3 infantry squads with 80 grenades coming at him, and oof. Oh, there he
The,
is. He's running away. Yeah. I think he's too slow.
gone.
There we go. He's dead. He's dead. He's not coming back to his family.
By the way, every game I like to pick my like honorable winner, and honorable winner for this game is Suntir for bringing new meta. Bowser, you hear? This is new meta. He brought Mortar in Schwinwagen to go through this lake and secure this flag by influence and supporting the front line. Suntir,
This is
we love you.
it's some big brain, I'd say. It's some big brain matter. I think I have to use it in my divisions as well. It's I think the enemy sees a Schwimmwagen. They think, oh, MG. No, I'm not going there. A flamer or something. No, I'm not going there. And you're a big brain. It's a mortar. I can kill you anyway from range because I have a mortar. See, this is some big brain there.
Okay, and in the meantime, Morskaya Shturmoviki clearing the forest, as I mentioned, that it will happen pretty early, and we are going to 16-8.
Well, as we've seen in the first game, Buff C on spawn. Well, I mean, it's not that big of a loss right now because, well, that wouldn't change much anyway. This thing can be killed by AT rifles pretty easily, and gotta look at it. There's
Yeah.
plenty of them in the town, and at this moment, the only thing I could see changing the situation in the town is an off-map, juicy off-map. Like, imagine an off-map in this town right now. That
Yeah.
would be juicy.
Off-map in this town would probably get like 250 points if I calculate correctly. It could swing the game at least in a moment for a favor, like getting this flag, maybe this one, killing the combat in the process, like 2 AT guns. This could be huge. But so far we are more likely to see plane going down. Yeah, it's going down.
Yeah, the only problem is if from what I remember, Rimarappana has a off map which is a plane, and I would say bringing out a plane right now is not a good idea. And 25th Panzergrenadier, I'm not sure right now, but I don't think they have any off maps. So yeah,
What do you think
gonna
about
be tough.
Vekotins as a APs?
Good team.
Yep.
Um, uh, a little bit better 20 mil, I guess. They're not like really good or something. But I mean, 60 points is quite expensive. But I guess if you spam them, they can work. But if I had a choice, I'd just go for both versus. Okay, they're expensive, but only 30 points more. And believe me, it's a guarantee of a job well done.
Okay. We talked earlier that both teams are going full balance. What you can see that's different from the previous game that we already see artillery on the field, even though it may be not the best buy for the Axis as they are losing 16 to 8. This is something you usually include in a balanced deck. I mean, a lot of artillery.
Yes, I mean, artillery is really good if we have a stalemate. If there's nothing happening on the game, if it's hard to push for both sides, then artillery game is like I'm sure you'll see a lot of it. But in a moment where you're getting pushed quite decisively, it's a 16 to 8. You need to do something, otherwise in 8 minutes you'll be out of the tournament. As long as it's not a Nebelwerfer, like we can see one, which is rather an offensive piece because you attack and follow. Something like a 100 millimeter, I'm not sure because it's still quite a lot of points spent, and I prefer to spend it on anything else.
By the way, I need to admit that the only player microing air in this game is Icarus, because the other three guys, so Colonel Koenig, Suntir, and Badger Jelly, and you could see it like 1 minute ago, they are just sending hordes of airplanes together, moving, like attacking, right clicking one single plane, and they are just dancing around. This is so funny to
Yeah,
watch.
small mistake for me. I mean, if you ask me, because well, in this game, airplay and the air superiority is huge. It's massive, and especially from the Axis, they need the air superiority, so they need the micro, and the lack of micro on their part. Well, I'd say it's a bit disappointing, but I mean, you cannot expect everything from newer players, right? I have to say that both of them will play in the Greenhorn Cup made by Bootcamp. If you're new to the game, I highly suggest you signing. I think it's a great way to get into this competitive side of the game. And both of those players from the Axis side are in there actually. So of
Yeah,
course,
there is
less
no
experience.
shame in being new to the game or
Of
even
course,
bad
no.
at the game. As long as you want to improve, as well as long as you want to have fun, there is community and place for people like you. I mean, newcomers and weaker players. Come to the Discord called Bootcamp. I will go and say recommendations. Boom. You see the link to the Discord, maintained by very same green speaking to me, by the way.
Yes, I think it's well, as long as you want to improve and you will try, you can get absolutely the best. You can really be the best because okay, there's a bit talent in being good in the game. You need to be quick, in thinking. You need to find solutions easily. You need to think in front of your actions. But if you work enough, you can be Division 1 easy. And I think there's one player in Division 1 who showed it. It's Vestley. Vestley he wasn't that good before, and then he practiced, and now guess how far he got? He got to the semi-final of Division 1. So I'd say it's impressive. And this is really what training brings. It's really all about training.
Yeah.
So
From the other hand, I personally ask a lot of very good players to stream in Discord or in Twitch, for example, Gonza or Nila, and they are very, very good players. Very, very good players. But I need to admit, it's not like they have alien outstanding micro out of another planet. Their micro is good, but it's not the micro which wins them the game. It's map knowledge, game knowledge, macro. So basically knowing where to spam which kind of units.
Definitely, yeah. But all right, we're getting a bit away from the game, which is the most important right now. I think.
Do you think
I
we
think
are getting
gamers-
away from the game, or Axis is getting away from the game?
Both. I'd say both. No, I think it's the game is pretty much over. The easiest way to look at it right now is to look and maybe not count manually. That will take too much time. But look, how many units do we have on the field? We can see how many blue units we have and how many red units we have, and I can guarantee you, the difference is quite big, and the difference, well, it makes a difference because both teams make the same amount of money right now. Both teams make 155 points right now. What this means that blue side cannot make any big, they can't come back from the income, and losing planes like this, I know TTC wanted to point that out, is not a good way to come back to the game.
I wanted to say that maybe I'm wrong, because it's funny when you look at air engagements, it's usually that they send at least 2 planes together. It looks like, like modern era fighters going in pairs, and one. That's awesome. That's
Yeah,
awesome,
well,
boys.
it works, right? And that's another one down. And yeah, it's really like a micro, because you can see the Messerschmitt really getting lost. Like, he doesn't know what to do really now. Oh god, is he getting weapon jammed from the back?
Yeah, I think it was Boston.
Really?
It was Boston
Oh.
rear gunner.
Did
But
he read out to rear gunner?
kill was for 94. Yeah.
Oh yeah, 94s. Yeah, those had to pin it down really quickly. Those things, you don't get a lot of them, but those things pin down, like, yeah, like 1 second and you're pinned down. If you have those 2 of those, yeah, just forget about your plane.
Okay, so Suntir and Butter Jelly, if you ever watched our cast with Green, I think that that's very good that you participated in the tournament. You showed that even new people can fight. I think that after Greenhorn tournament, you will improve and you will enjoy the game. Suntir is spiritual winner of this game for Mortar move, and Butter Jelly is
Definitely.
spiritual winner for the previous game, not surrendering. So
Yeah.
you are spiritual winner of 2 games. You won in my heart.
You're the fan favorite, right? So that's the most important. Fans' favorites. Well, as this game comes to an end, I don't want to say anything to get the people up, but there's 2 more replays we can look at, and I think those are really interesting. I don't know if you have more time now, but
I have more time. I need 5-minute break to get some water, because my water bucket is empty. Let's talk about KD. So this game was much more cleaner for French team. French team again is BDC. So Colonel Koenig 42 and Icarus, Suntir and Badgerjerry. Thanks for participating. Spiritual hack for you, and see you around. Me and Green will come back in 5 minutes. Green, can you in 5 minutes? I guess.
yeah, of course I can. I can even stay here and chat with the chat.
Okay, so you
If you
stay
can,
chat with the chat, and I'm leaving for a minute.
Yes. So next game we'll be casting will be the round 1 of the tournament again. This time, oh no, wait, that's round 2 actually. Between team, all right. Everyone who doesn't like swear words in a different language, please cover your ears. Perkele and Cojones, the team of Decadits and Oermen, our great friends, finalist of Division 4, Decadits, and the 3rd place winner of Division 3, Oermen. Great players. I have to say I'm scared of both, and I have to say I was the loser of the final of Division 4. The Cadets, it just destroyed me. If you want to watch those, I think El Bowser has some VODs of casting that. Don't watch it, it was terrible. And on the other side, we will have the team Hellhaft Nofre of Gearhead and Curiously. So, I cannot make any predictions on the chat. I'm sorry. We'll have to wait for TTC, the Clown King, to come back. But definitely. Well, I can already put my money on Decadits and Orman. Ooh, that's a lot of water. That is a lot of water. Hope you're sitting on a toilet.
I'm saying that I need water, but what I'm doing is going, to pee. Sweet, sweet lemonade, sweet. You know the song.
So yeah, I've been just telling the chat who will we see, what teams will we watch, and just started talking about a poll maybe to see who will win. Am I Clown Princess Fantex? Well, that depends on Mr. TTC, does it? He's the king.
Yes, I'm the king, and he's my princess. I like to talk to him. We are basically Steel Division 2 couple. Are you envy?
If Fantex, are you? Would you like to be that too, eh? Fantex, you can be. You. Oh no, the Cadiz is here. No, Fantex, you can be the prince. Fantex is the clown prince.
Okay. We have the whole clown court, and you are clown court visitors, boys. So, in the meantime, if you enjoyed the stream, if you enjoyed the cast, I will invite different people. I enjoyed casting with Green HD. I enjoyed casting with Elbowser, but Elbowser has his own channel. By the way, you can go to !recommendation to see Bootcamp Discord and Elbowser and SD League Twitch. And yeah, if you like the stream, please leave a follow. In the meantime, I already loaded up, so let me go for the first game.
Leave a follow now.
Ooh.
Wait.
Ooh. Ooh. Do you have your own?
Barbarian, you coming in with an accurate question?
I have like sweet lemonade, sweet, sweet. You hear the sound. Listen, like this is not a beer, but it still counts. Like, can you hear it? Wait. Oh.
Stop! I will have to go to the toilet. Stop. All right. So we have Orman and Decadit. Well, Decadit is probably sleeping already, but we have Orman in the chat who could maybe tell us a bit about the bands.
Okay,
if you still can remember them.
Let me take a bit to lower the settings, because streaming you on Discord eats my resources and streaming to Twitch. So, talking about the map. What do you think about Novka?
Interesting map. With those two flags, with hard access to. Both sides have one. I will still say the blue side. Well, I don't play this map a lot.
Okay, so to people who don't play team games, don't play 2v2s, I would say that this map is kinda mirrored, because why? Usually blue team lose this flag. Why? Because the only reliable way to go here is here, and you can be easily shooted from this direction, like single SPW or BA-10, whatever can stop you. On the other hand, flame troops will go here without any hindrance from the axis this time, because there is no clear line of sight because of this small forest. On the other hand, usually red side of the red players will lose this flag.
Yeah, I would lose it too. Don't worry.
Yeah, green always lose this flag too, because again, flamethrowers or fast jeep troops will reach this flag before the axis, and axis has very nasty, to be on a single road. Which is easily shotted either from here or even single SPW coming from here. And what do you think about divisions? 97,
divisions.
84th, right. And Viborg.
While I'll be yapping about divisions, you can turn off the Discord stream, because I'll just look at the Twitch, so you can have this extra quality on the stream, So let me see. We have Viborg in 84. Not something I would consider terrible divisions. I would consider them mediocre, but not terrible. Both IS2 divisions, quite ballsy from Orman and Decadit. To let IS2s on such an open map. Well, I would say they're taking the risk. I'll say this way. They're taking the risk of facing IS2s. Viborg, not much infantry, and by infantry here I mean long-range infantry. So infantry with machine guns, they have only 3 cards. So 1 card of Strelki, 1 card of Strelki DP, and 1 card of Chernopajeniki. 84th, on the other hand, only 1 card of mediums. But if we go to Yax's side, Axis made sure to be able to counter the heavy tanks. We have 122nd with its Krupp guns, the heavy 88s, and Decadits with the fans' favorite 352nd of the Jagdpanther, also being able to quite reliably deal with IS2s. I'm very curious to see how they play it. I'm very curious to see which one will prevail, and yeah, let's watch that.
I think that Curious is a new player, if I remember correctly, right? Because usually you don't deploy
Yes.
your M42 in this 42. Oh, come on! I need to
Yes.
stop.
Well, it's this 42 is not a terrible transport in a way that it has armor. So it's something which can roll just under the nose of your enemy infantry and unload. The thing is, it's very slow, and with AT guns, you'd rather prefer them to be a bit quicker to the front line. But small mistake again, deck building, nothing huge.
Yeah, it's probably the syndrome of banning and picking and quickly playing just after this, so you don't have time to prepare your deck. You know, in calm environment, you just go. We are waiting for you. You have 5 minutes to deploy, and this can be painful. In the meantime, it goes as we mentioned previously. This flag is snatched by the red side, and this flag will be most probably snatched by the airman, although there is Su-76 which will pound the incoming forces.
Ooh. I have to say one thing. Su-76s, I love those. They're cheaper than the IG itself, and in addition, they have not only armor but also 2 machine guns. They're so good. I love them. They're really great. When I play Viborg, those are amazing. I am very sad I only have 1 card of them, but oh Jesus Christ, we have some strafing Stukas coming in.
Airman
I don't
losing
like
first plane in the match. Congrats to
Ooh.
you.
No, I don't like that. But if the Yakwan will go for the head-on, oh no.
Yeah.
Ooh, Stuka not following up. Ooh, alright, there we go.
We
That
can
was 1
see
second.
that Curious is a new player because he's not scared of Ju-87. He thinks that he is a fighter, and some strafing plane would do much to you. Wrong. This plane
wrong.
can kill you, and it will kill you. Ju-87 strong, exactly.
Yes. It's a plane that will go down very quickly if attacked from the back or by AA. But if you go head-on with that, you won't even notice and you're already dead. It's really it goes down very quickly. There we go, starting with the Focke-Wulf spam and the Henschel 129D3 coming for the IS2. Will it get it? If it will, that would be a huge loss and an amazing gain for the Axis team. Not getting it on this run. Well, from the front, it will be very hard to do so, but eventually the HE damage will get the IS2.
Yeah, it was the first round though, and as you can see, most people are saying, what do you do against heavy tanks? Exactly this, especially because you are not able to cover all your front line if enemy is applying pressure. You are not able to bring heavy tank and bring AA.
Yes, it's this is the thing. I'd rather bring AA first and then get the IS2 out when I'm sure I can provide the AA to my tank. And the other thing is, both divisions do not really lack AA. 84th, 84th doesn't really have that bad AA if I remember correctly.
They have 37s. Usually it's
Yeah.
more than enough to
It's
stop
even
the...
better. They
Yeah.
don't only have 37s, they have 2 cards of 85s and 1 card of M17s, which pin down on place if the plane gets into their airspace. Same thing with Viborg. They don't lack AA. They have 37 mils and they get 85 mils. So really AA, which is capable. It will defend your IS2. 285s and the handshell will not go through. But
So
here,
shout out
tactical
and
mistake.
early spiritual winner for this game from my side is to Gearhead. Why? Because he's pretty experienced, pretty good 1v1 player. He plays in Division 2, if I remember correctly. And he agreed on playing with some new player from Bootcamp Discord. And you can see that Curious is new by his movement on the map, by his air engagements against Ju-87 head-ons, and even some deck parts like bringing M42 in Zis-42 very slow track, and bringing Gas AA when you have very good AA in your AA tab.
Yeah, Gearhead, a veteran, teaming up with Curiously for the game. Nice combo, I'd say. I like combos of veterans with younger or newer people because, well, it gives a time for newer people to learn. I think it's a great idea, but against two people like Orman and the Khadids, two very experienced and very strong players, the team will have problems. And just as we said, AA going out on the field now, a bit too late. All right, IS2 is still alive, but if you zoom in a bit, you can see that he has taken a lot of HE damage.
It's already damaged. You can see by changing in the texture. You see few like holes after the shells, and you can see that the tank itself it's darker. On the other hand, we've seen pretty smart movement from the Cadiz. How you get this flag as a blue side without, you know, like going and fighting here, especially against enemy IS2s, or going here into the bloody battle when enemy is entrenched and has a lot of support equipment. You bomb blindly the houses. Usually it's one of, or like this house or this house, which hold the flag for you. Then you move single ersatz to the edge of the lake and the flag is yours.
Yes. Of course, it's not the most reliable tactic because sometimes, well, the infantry can be somewhere else, you know, all that. And in a moment where you can lose a plane by doing it, I would not recommend it. But if you can, then I would totally do it. And pack group 88 mil on the field from Oerman. Well,
Where is it? I'm missing it.
just on the left. You just
oh, here, yeah. Okay.
There
The big
boom.
boy.
And this thing against IS2 on this range, IS2 has no chances. And oh, he's already dead.
IS2 is dead, as you can see, penetrated by chat pack 43. This is pretty sexy unit, I need to admit. Look at these colors, bro.
Amazing.
Damn it. I would like to swing my gun like, I mean, yeah, it's okay.
Well, small tip for people. The gun does 10 HE, 10 damage. So if it penetrates, it will deal 10 damage. The IS2 would need 2 penetrations because the IS2 has 12 HP. So this gun needs to penetrate the IS2 twice. This time it only did 1 shot because
in the meantime the Cadiz is doing the target bombing tricks. Oh, damn it. 1 second, boys.
Yes,
yeah. Thanks for drinking break. Thank you for the follow, and nice to see you, Verticala. We are casting 2v2 tournament. What I wanted to say a bit earlier is that target bombing via the Cadiz is what you should do at this flank, and it was successful. They got a flag, so we have 14-10 in favor of Axis.
Welcome, Verti. Nice to see you here. Yes, Axis already taken the lead with Orman with the Vanguard. We can see him pushing on his side, while the Khadids is, and this is something that you will see quite a lot in the tournament, I can say. So if you look at the map overall, the Khadids on his side is rather defending. So he set up units there, and he's not moving. He's not pushing. What is he doing? Is he's defending his side, and he's attacking. Or will be helping Oerman with some small units, or will be preparing for a push. Usually you will see people defending one side and both stacking on the other one. It's a very common thing to see. Sometimes, of course, both players will push, but this usually ends with, well, this usually happens if they don't have good cooperation, or if they don't have good communication.
Yeah, kids, listen what Papa Green has to say you. What you do in team games usually have dedicated people to defend certain areas and you punch through the single area for the biggest effect. That's what most people do, most successful people do, like Nila and Graham. They are no joke, they are winner of previous 2v2 tournament. And usually if you are curious what to do, you have no really ground to easily take on your side, you should help your ally or communicate with him where do we push now.
TTC, I think the chat likes. The chat thinks you're handsome. I think the chat. Okay, they don't say it directly, but I think just look at Moch Gaze. You see, he says that all those viewers they come for your face. I think it's accurate. Thank you, Moch
Okay,
Gaze, for
so
pointing
you are
that out.
you are not laughing about my facial hair like in primary school.
Oh, you have facial hair. Look at that. You should cut it.
Damn
Nah,
it, boys.
I'm joking. No,
Come on. I will be more confident with my girlfriend now. Thank you, boys.
uh, so yes, as you can see, red team getting well pushed a little bit again, losing price units. Like the IS2, losing tanks, losing infantry everywhere, and we can see an imbalance in points spent. Um, the blue team has just more points on the field overall, while the red one doesn't. The red one has to patch holes. They need cheap units where they lost their previous units, and I don't see it. What do I see? Two IS2s. Well, those are expensive units, and I'm not sure those are units that will really turn the tide of the game. Good. I think one would be enough to stop any further pushes, but two of them are a lot. While I think the red team right now needs a lot of cheap stuff to slowly start pushing back. Maybe an off map. Um, 84th indeed has an off map card, 203 millimeters potent card. While the Viborg, if I'm not wrong, the Viborg also has one, 152 millimeter. I would rather see this and dropped on the town. But yeah, that's the tactic of the guys here. Definitely, what I have to say, IS2s will stop any further pushes. As long as there's no pack 43 brought again to deal with them, it will stop any further pushes from tanks, which will not stop infantry, as we can see in the forest right now.
Small
But,
addition to what Green said at the moment that two IS2s will stop further pushes. Yes and no. Why? Because all of the flags which Axis wanted to get are already in their favor. Also, IS2s are coming from single position, so it's pretty easy to smoke them. They are also vulnerable to bombing. I'm not sure if single as ZSU M17 will stop whole combined air force of airmen and Decadis in this game.
yeah, an M17 will stop a handshell coming at your ISOs. Not kill it, but stop it. Not all the planes. A Focke-Wulf will easily go through the bombs. Well, yes, as TTC said, there's not much to defend anymore. The flags have been taken. Those can be used for turtling, so setting them up and slowly bringing infantry and slowly pushing back. But again, Axis have what they need to defend against IS-2s and turtling. They have pack 43s, we can see one on the field right now, and the sexy Jagd Panther coming on the field. It looks great. It's absolutely amazing. Yeah, I love the tank. It's if you look at a KT, it's okay, but this thing, I love it.
But that's not a tank. It's heavy tank destroyer green. We have new players.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say this.
Jagd Panta. Jagd Panta, exactly. Yeah, we can clearly see by movement and playstyle of Curious that he's also a new player to the game. To be honest, it's not an insult or blaming him. I'm really happy to see that there is so many new players coming to tournament like this. Green, great job.
Well, thank you very much. But I think in most of the thanks should go to the bootcamp Discord, where they organize the Greenhorn Cups, tournaments for newer people in the game that allow them to feel like real tourney players, like real pro players, and then they see how how tournaments work, that they see that they're actually fun, and they come to tournaments like this one. So yeah, I'm also really happy to see players. I'm happy to see players like Nilla or Amber T, amazing, very strong players, and I'm also happy to see people like like people like Sunter or here like
Or people like Fantix. Yeah, yeah.
or people like Fantix. Yes, Fantix, you'll be in the game with TTC, who's sitting here. Look at him. He can't wait. Look, he can't sit. He just, he's full of energy to play. And I think yes, Fantix, I'm rooting for you, alright? Don't fail me. I mean, I know if you guys lose, it's TTC's fault. But, oh yes.
What I
I'll
really
just.
love again is this double fighter, like, going in wings. This is awesome.
It definitely looks great, but the
It's
best
new
thing is
meta. It's new meta.
no matter, but then you lose both of them, and it's big sad.
Erman doing it again. And Gearhead. Okay, guys, I'm laughing. Why you don't do it? So what you usually do when you like zoom out the map, you see different um, air spawns, and why you should use multiple of them for several reasons. First, angling. It's easier to catch angle if enemy plane is like dodging to the left or to the right. If you have two planes going like crossing the path of enemy plane. The other thing is that there are certain units in the game. To be honest, all AA, it just efficiency of the thing is different. For example, heavy APs like 85 or 88 millimeter. 88 millimeter is something like this, which sits for 7 minutes or like 5 minutes already in the transport. I don't know why the cat is guess. I think he doesn't need it. They stun planes in AOE. So fighters going in, like two fighter wing, they will get stunned together. Meaning that they won't get through enemy AA net. So remember, kids, always try to get your fighters and planes in general spread. Unless you know that there is no AA which contests it, unless there is no other way to sneak your planes through, or there is no other way to like attack certain unit. There are certain points of the map where attacking like with aircrafts going from multiple direction a bit tricky. For example, when you have hill on Shredrin, if enemy is sitting on the slope of the hill and you try to go from two direction, usually the fighter or bomber from the hill direction will miss or don't shoot at all because there is no clear line of sight on the approach. Damn it. Green, are you still here or you died? Green, don't leave. Damn it. Professional caster. Damn it. Okay, Yabo42. Will you cast your own games? I don't know. I think I shouldn't, right? That's not the gentleman thing to do. Especially if I lose, If I win, I will. Yeah, if I win, I will cast.
You should cast them anyway. Maybe from first-person perspective.
Yeah, I could do so. But for now, for the match, it's 7-17 for Axis. I see that Gearhead is still trying to orchestrate his ally, believing in the income advantage in the late game. It will be very hard to recover, but it's still 5 minutes on the clock. Ice 2 coming, Chernos coming. I'm not fan of Ice 2 in this position. It's not like you need Ice 2, but on the other hand, okay, Gearhead is viable. Gearhead has a lot of medium tanks. The Curious is the one without medium tanks, so he was sent into the open. By the way, another Ice 2.
I see Churchill's in this forest. Churchill's Viper gets them, and I'd say they're quite good against thugs on close ranges. So I'd prefer them over an Ice 2. It's just too expensive.
Yeah, I agree. So, in the meantime, the cat is noticing that he has 288 millimeters, one unloading here, another one. Quick hunting to the position. Holy shit. The cat is, what you doing? The cat is, by the way, winner of Division 3. Do you remember?
Division 4.
Oh, Division 4. Do you remember how we said previously that you don't need to be best at micro to be successful in the game? Look, this is kind of example. All right, to be honest, at this point in the game, it's getting more clear with every second, with every engagement, that Axis is going to win. Even though map was pretty open, we could see that allies pretty efficiently shut down any IS-2 with Air Force, PAC-43 Krupps, and Yacht Panthers. Decadis showed a bit how you should use Yacht Panther. In the first place, you bring them when your front line is secure or you need them. In this case, he brings them when he sees that his front line is secure. For example, in the middle, right? This is more like area denial or emergency tool to kill IS-2 if everything else fails. The other thing is that you don't bring your heavy tanks unless you really need to risk if you don't have AA. We've seen multiple Yacht Panthers going earlier. Yes, this is heavy tank, but heavy tanks still die from the Air Force. Okay.
Air Force in this game can really take care of everything.
Damn it!
It's quite good. It's quite
Green
good
is
in
going
touch right
peekaboo. Now you hear me. Now you don't.
now. I'm just trying to not, stop you. I really like your monologues.
Monologues. Damn it.
No. Your casting. I really like them.
By the way, PAC-43 is from Armen. I'm not sure. I think it's second one because previous one died to the Air Force from Gearhead, but this is another kill of IS-2 with PAC-43s. As I think as allies already lost at least 5 IS-2s. I'm not sure. Yeah, there is still one in the bottom. It's pretty much over. We could... Okay, Decadis. By the way, the very same... probably winner of the game is in the chat, Decadis. You can point him out that you don't have Flak 41 88mm sitting for 7 minutes in the background doing nothing. But other than...
That was a tactic. I think that was a tactic. It was a plan. It was all planned.
Holy shit. IS-2 getting side-shotted from B2 and Stuk and being dead.
Oof. You know, guys, this is why you don't bring IS-2s in like close quarter things. Because tanks in this game have... well, they really like to turn sideways to the front line. And then this thing happens. So, bring your cheap tanks to the forest. Don't bring an IS-2 there.
I know that Gearhead is pretty experienced player, so it was probably like last resort push. But yeah, I wasn't keen of using IS-2 in this area from the very first moment I've seen it. And that's...
Yeah, and there we go. That's the end. If we look at the KD, I just want to point out the KD of the Axis team, because I heard it's very interesting. Not like someone was carrying the game, it just...
I mean, we've seen it on the order. I think that Decadis was probably... We know that he's a very good player, so he was most probably drunk, having 900 kills in 20-minute game. Let's be honest, Curious, who joined Bootcamp Discord a week ago, has more kills than you.
But be ashamed.
Yeah, but Airman, very good game. You want to be to yourself. Damn it. No, but really, shout out to Gearhead that he decided to play with new player. Although we see in the KD that Curious didn't give his skin for free. He got even more kills than Gearhead himself, and of course more than Decadis. But yeah.
Oh, it's not hard. No, I'm joking. Decadis, very strong player, kicked my ass in the final. I think it was a little bit of a one-sided game because allies went with the they just attacked from the very beginning, but they couldn't. They I think they had a plan on the IS-2 in the middle, but they just couldn't deliver it. And the loss of the IS2, they lost the town, which gave Ottoman the availability to just put the Krupp there and kill the IS2.
I mean, it's not a
This,
single IS2. This single group killed 3 IS2s in a row.
exactly. So losses like this change games because this really puts you back 150 points back, and then another one that's already 300 points back, and then another one that's 450 points back. You guys earn the same amount of points, so you cannot make it up. And
Yeah. All right. So this was the game number 1. Let's see the next game, and let me put, like on be right back so we don't see how long it take. Okay, Erman, or Panzer Schokolade if you will, but with, in this case, Infanterie Schokolade. What? I don't speak German, bro. I don't speak German. By the way, isn't Panzer Schokolade this chocolate with heavy drugs going into it?
yes, I think so. I think so. That's what they gave the tankers, so they could drive for like some days straight without resting. I think that was that. I don't know, talk shit now, but I think that's how it worked.
Okay, I already loading the second game, so I can go to in-game tab. I hope you can see me clearly.
We can. We enjoy seeing you clearly. Dali I Hantala. The 2v2 version of the 1v1 map. I don't like it, but it's quite popular because it's in.
Wait.
Yes.
Take a look what division they gave. Okay, so we have
Oh shit.
Turina. Turina is okay, and
6th Airborne,
6 airborne.
5th SS, and 3rd Fallschirmjäger. Alright, which one of you guys gave 3rd Fallschirmjäger to the opponent? Please tell me right now.
What is that? What is that? Holy
3rd Fallschirmjäger is the last division. I played a little bit with 3rd Fallschirmjäger lastly, and I love it. I really love it. And if I see it in a tournament called Terrible Divisions, I want to get,
Small trivia. Wait. Okay. So small trivia to people who don't know what's happening. 6 airborne is division which last season, which ended very like last week, has 90% of ban ratio and 80% of win ratio. Imagine this division getting into terrible division tournament. Strange. Okay.
Alright, let's go to the exercise now. 5th SS. Panthers, Panzer Force, Stück Force, cheap, lot of infantry for a Panzer division, a good AT tab, well, on a quite open map. Not something I'd see. 3rd Fallschirmjäger, expensive but amazing infantry. On a map like this where we have a lot of light cover. Also not what I'd see. I think it was or massive stupidity or asserting dominance in division picks, and I think it's the second
I
one.
think, yeah, it's a big balls, and
It's big balls, yeah.
so there are certain matches like previous season final. Karma used 6 airborne against Gonzo. I think he won once, he lost another one, but the thing is that one of the best players using this division in final as a first pick, and you are giving this division in terrible division tournament, it's very weird. In the meantime, we have now opening from the Airman. Airman, you know that this is not the most chivalrous way to play. Okay,
It's,
games.
how do you say it? It's like you play football with someone, but before the match you break their legs. It's something like this, I'd say. Yes, this is what I've been talking about.
Oh no, Gearhead XP.
Transports that go. It's not only dropping the napalm on the transports. A transport going through napalm will die too.
Damn it.
There you
Nope.
go.
He lost like 150 points, and this is Gearhead. Gearhead is very experienced player. I don't know what happened. Okay, let's not take a look. Let's take a look at the other hand. The other line.
It's only infantry. This is Fallschirmjäger. One squad cost 35 points. Losing this infantry in addition hurts. It hurts. It hurts.
Okay, so for the newer players, what do you do when you hear the siren of the 6th Airborne in the first minute? You have, in general, any
You,
plane going for your road. You
you
spread
don't
your
give six
units. Okay, if you see 6 Airborne in any team game, even in 1v1 of course, but in 1v1 it's not that popular opening because this is expensive plane. So first, you spread your units, and you don't drive into napalm. That's what you do.
that would be a good thing to do. You know, don't try to burn yourself. Yeah, you know, it's 6th Airborne can be used for such cheesy openings, but 3rd Fallschirmjäger can do the same. They also have a napalm plane. They can do this same exact thing. But again, it's something called you know, gentleman agreement to not do it. You know, sometimes you see it.
Oh my god, Airman practicing APM with Mosquito PR. I mean, I would do that too if I completely blapped enemy frontline. To be honest, this is very hard because it's not something you will recover. And this game, we will see a new player reinforcing Gearhead. That's not something I expected, but after this napalm, that will happen. It's really hard to recover when your every single squad costs 35 points. You lost like 5 of them. So you lost basically your initial deployment. And what it ended? That
Yes.
in 3-minute mark, we already have 15-9.
Yes. And it's all on the side of Gearhead because he just doesn't have infantry to cover the line. And just as we've been talking in the game before with IS2s, it's the imbalance and the points spent on the ground. Again, red side has much more points on the ground, and you can literally see it. You just look at the blobs, and then you can see the blue units. I can count them on the fingers of my 2 hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Counting the pack 40, it's 11. 11 units, and against the red wave of units coming in, it's just you cannot fix it. Especially that Ottoman and the Cadets are Vanguard. Gearhead is Vanguard too, so they just you know, they don't have the income advantage to fix it with. So, and then the off map push of T-34s. I'd say this game ended at the moment when the planes dropped napalm.
Well, the issue is that it wasn't like this napalm was really dropped on the units. Actually, to do this, it requires a lot of practice. What happened is he dropped napalm and Gearhead drive through. That's very bad thing. On the other hand, if you are new to the game, one thing worth mentioning is that Fallschirmjäger stuff is expensive. He lost a lot of it, and on the other hand, even Fallschirmjäger is not able to stop several Strelki squad. Cheap and cost-effective infantry rules the ground, and it always was ruling the ground, to be honest. Only in the first patch of the game, I think STGs were broken, but not later after that.
Yeah. Well, if you play them well, the Fallschirmjägers, you can really have fun with them because they can take on many squads and kill them before dying themselves. But again, you can see the same thing happening here. So one side not doing anything, the second one pushing, and it's a joint push between teams because you can see T4s, T-34s, and on the other side you can see 6-pounders, air landings, and Centaurs. So like 2 players are defending a little bit on the other side and pushing together on one side. What I'd want or prefer to see from Gearhead and Curiously, push on the other side. So you're getting pushed on one side. What does it mean? Especially if you're getting pushed by 2 players, what does it mean? It means that they have to be a bit weaker on the other side. So you go and push the other side for the counterbalance. So you lose flags on your side, but you gain flags on the other one. This is usually what you do, especially in 1v1s. Of course, it will not always work, but in theory, it should be done well. And as you can see here, this is not a strong defensive line. You have some air landings, some Vickerses. Apart from the 2 6-pounders, there's really not much preventing Curiously from just walking in and taking the flags. So,
Yep.
I'd still say it's pretty much over. Yeah. Especially for Gearhead, whose infantry is so expensive. It's just in B he might have the Luftwaffe Jaegers, which are 20 points, so he can try to get the infantry on the line a little bit more. As I say, it's in B phase, and with this state of the game, there will be only what 5 minutes of B phase, and I can see a triple tick in any second now. So
Yeah. Especially that Airmen affording free Tempest with IL to Keras, 2 Mosquitoes, and Mosquito Recon Plane. Maybe like 600 of AA can stop this Air Force right now, nothing else. Even
yep,
these two Flak 43s won't stop the Air Force of Tempests.
Tempests are super strong. Those are very resilient, very fast. This combination, which makes Focke-Wulfs so good, also makes Tempests very good. And of course, the firepower for 20 mouse, very strong. Not as strong as a Focke-Wulf, but faster, and more and just as resilient. Yeah, the moment when your opponent strafes your AA with his planes
On the spawn.
and almost doesn't take any suppression, you realize you're playing Steel Division 2. It's a common thing we can see these days. It's not how it should be, but this is how it is. Curiously, attempting a push on the left side, gaining one flag initially, but one flag is not enough. He would need to go for the other one too, to even try to bring balance to the game, which I have to say is very hard to achieve. Nicolo Stilek would have to move a bit forward to secure the reinforcement road. Unfortunately, he's too far back and cannot kill the Tetrarchs before they arrive.
But what I really love to see from Curios, that even though he's a bit new player, he either tried to help his ally who collapsed early, he made a good like intuition decision to push forward when enemy was pushing hard on the other flank. That's good to see.
Those are great decisions, and it's something that you will definitely see watching better people play, like pro players or Division 1, Division 2 players. You'll definitely see them doing that in casts on YouTube, on Twitch here, and that's something I really, if you like to be a bit better in the game, I really recommend watching casts of better players or watching them play. Because you can learn those small things like pushing here, and especially if those players know that someone is watching and they explain what they're doing. This is perfect for learning. But yeah, I mean, as we're watching on the board, it's just red side just picking off small units that are left on the field. Flags still going on in the favor of red. If they regain the flag that they just lost, that's a triple tick. I've one more. Yeah, they need one more. 18 to 6 is a triple tick, and really doesn't. Well, I'd say that would be the end of the terrible tournament 2v2 edition adventure for Curiously and Gearhead. Unfortunately.
And for tournament nonetheless, but I really like Curios for doing these offensive pushes. Like he's not surrendering, he's probing here. He probed even on the other hill, got the flags for a second. Appreciate this. Appreciate this is a good spirit and this is good intuition you should have in the games in general.
Yes, definitely. Try if you're losing that much. Like one of your sides has already collapsed. Has collapsed. If you and you probably won't do much to fix it. Just try. Just go for it. Maybe it will work out. And it's also sad a little bit, and I can understand their frustration that they technically lost to a cheesy opening, because well, this game just went this way because of the opening, which was well, it was a bit cheesy. We have to admit that. I can see frustration, but in the end, they also lost the first game, which was just purely outscaled by their opponents.
Well, To be honest, cheesy opening is a thing, it's a factor. Maybe Curious as a new player didn't know the stuff, but I'm pretty sure it was Gearhead who was banning and picking.
Yeah, I think
The Cadiz, you are in the chat. Please correct me if I was wrong. Who was the captain of enemy team? It was Curious or Gearhead. Anyway, Curious showing the good maneuvers, good intuition. To be honest, he is my spiritual winner. For sure, it's not Orman for picking 6 airborne in terrible division tournament,
I'm
and
not even
for
picking it, but just using the napalm start.
that's true.
Feel ashamed, or man. Feel ashamed.
Peep peep.
Small PP start. Small PP.
Yeah. Also, one more hint, because at this stage on the game, I think we can only give hints. There is not much to comment because everything be bombed via Tempest and Mosquitoes and strafed by IL to Keras in a second. If you see enemies spending or seeing 2 napalm bombers opening with Mosquito recon and screening Tempest, it means that enemies spent 450 points in the planes. What you do in this place? You push. It's not that easy to secure air superiority against Tempest and 6 airborne because they are so fast and they have medium resilience. It means usually they will escape your AA net. And they can still like basically go and bomb your AA in deep ground of your own front line.
Yeah, same thing for Focals. It's just the speed and the resilience, which makes them so good.
Yep.
And not only fighter bombers. You can have bombers like Boston's, who are actually quite fast and resilient, but the best Boston is the one that's not called a Boston, is the DB-73, the one that we can find in the Deuxième oh, spawn taken, it's the plane, the bomber we can see in the Deuxième Blindé, which is the fastest of Bostons, with a big payload and with good resilience. It's very hard to take that one down. And it also has frontal machine guns. So if you ever need something to strafe.
Swiss knife army in one tool, to be honest. But
exactly.
Well,
yeah.
We said a lot about Curious, but he's still sending Pocket Wolves to deal with enemy. He's still sending Panthers. This is not a good move because this air landing with Piats. Oh yeah, with Piats they will just kill the Panthers. But he's not giving up and he's advancing. That's the spirit I need to tell.
Yeah, well, that was about. Oh, Piat actually didn't miss one shot.
Yeah,
That's something. Oh, there we go. A 6-pounder also. Who will kill it first? Oh, Piat with the hit.
Yeah.
Ooh, I wouldn't expect that. Small tip of the day, let's say. Piat is actually.
Oh no, the Cadiz managed to lose plane when they have complete air superiority. He was carried by Airman's second game in a row. Holy shit.
Have to be. It's the Cadiz. It's just the Cadiz.
Damn it.
All right. So the small tip. Piat is the only, let's say, rocket launcher or AT grenade launcher. This way I'd say that can actually kill a King Tiger or any heavy tank in one hit because it does 12 damage.
What about Panzerschreck?
I'll check on it. Bazooka does 10, so don't forget. Bazooka will kill a medium tank in one shot, but will not kill a heavy tank. While Panzerschreck, I'll tell you right now, Panzerschreck
also deals 12 damage.
Yes, also does 12. So Panzerschreck and Piat will kill a heavy tank in one shot. Of course, if I have a difference, choice, I take the Panzerschreck just because of the accuracy.
Yeah, Piat has 50% accuracy, so it will miss 90% of the time when you need it.
Yes. Don't look at the 50%. It's 5%. They just put an O there for some reason. While Panzerschreck has 90, so yeah, no comparison. Although, this one is a small interesting thing. almost no gun apart from the no tank gun apart from the heavy Russian guns, the ones from the IS-2 or the ISUs will also won't one shot enemy heavy tanks.
Also, one more
Because they,
hint, what I just observed by Airman. Airman, when he dived into the with the Tempest bomber here, killed some unit, he immediately evacuated, even though enemy had 3 fighters in the area. Don't do that. Try to out-micro your fighter out of the way, because when you press evacuate, you have no control over your plane whatsoever, and you can be
definitely.
lucky and you can be fast with Tempest that you didn't lose it, but most of the time it will punish you hard against a better player.
Yes, especially that you often will find yourself bombing something and wanting to go back to base, and at the moment when you press evacuate, you see a fighter coming, and you know your fighter is dead. Well, this is the end.
So 2-0 for Decadis and Airman. I give you 2 points for winning and I give you 0 points for style. You know, napalm opening Airman, gone. Gone. Damn it.
Yeah, it wasn't. Well, it's some will say the score is what matters the most. Some will say the style is the most important. Who is it up to decide? I'd say it's to ourselves. But
Wait,
the
I'm
ones
looking at
laughing to the last
I'm looking at
will
the
be the ones.
chronology, and
Okay.
I think it's bugged because I'm pretty sure we have seen much more units dead than only single machine gun.
Yeah, of course. It act- I know. I think units dying to napalm itself, not the first like drop and explosion. I think those one will not appear here.
Oh, I know how it works. So it works like to flame troops that the first like flame shot kills and counts in the kill count, but the flame which stay on the ground they don't. So that's what
Yes,
happened.
you will not see them in the kill count. So and I've seen at least 4 units there, at least four
Yeah.
four expensive units. So yeah, quite a sad thing, but yeah, unfortunately, it happened. Unfortunately for Gearhead, I don't think Decades and Ironman will cry because of this. They'll be very happy. But
By the way, the Panthers killed by Pirates were killed by the very same air landing with Campbell Smith as a commander. So Airman, you don't deserve the spiritual winner, but Campbell Smith, your unit, do.
well, the challenge has been updated. We can see what teams have gone through, more matchups. The team we see right now on the screen, which is Ironman and Decades, they will be waiting for in the third round, so they'll wait a little bit. While another team we've seen today, the French team, they will be fighting against the team Les Spiritus, which I am in. Certainly will be an interesting game. And
I'm trying to show the
Green team.
challenge, but I don't know why I'm getting. It's using a security protection against attacks.
Oh yeah, it's normal. They want to seem prestigious, you know. I think they're even being bought by someone, like by Intel or something like that. No, by Logitech. I think they've been bought by Logitech or something like that.
Okay,
Now that you
so
know.
taking a look at the screen I'm sharing, this is a challenge. You can see how the bracket looks so far. You can even vote if you like a little bit gambling. So far, a meme team. The team we have seen earlier has won 2-0. We have seen a Banda de Cons winning 2-0 and RKAA winning against Texas Brigade. By the way, RKAA was a match or it was a walkover?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, it was a Valkyrie, yeah.
Okay, so guys, turning it off. It was time to collision. Feed Green HD. Thank you for joining. Thank you for tuning in. Let me see if someone is streaming Steel Division. and we'll be going and casting another games another day. Holy shit! I don't want to hear myself.
Co-casting
Damn
was a
it.
pleasure. Thank you
No,
to
no,
you and thank
no.
you to the chat too.
Co-casting
And
was a pleasure for me. Co-casting was a pleasure for me. Anyway,
no, no,
boys,
no, no,
if you like the
no, no, no,
stream,
wait, wait,
if
wait.
you like the cast, if you whatever, please leave a follow. If you have any suggestion to stream, I'm very open. I even shade myself after bitching about my facial hair. There is down the box, there is down in description suggestion box, which I would appreciate. Damn it.
I like this.
Yes.
Highlands. Alright, before we continue, I just want to say one thing. If you guys want to see the tournament, if you guys want to get the replays, want to get the challenge, want to see the teams and who is in the teams, go to Steel Division League Discord. There's the channel over there. You can check for the challenge and everything. Just ask me. I can give you the role to see it, and you can see everything out there. The teams, the challenge, and everything. So feel free to go there if you want. I'll be waiting.
Okay, thank you, Nico BD Inks, for joining the clan crew. I appreciate this. And in the meantime, we are riding Vulcan. Burn the churches, show him some love, and see you again, maybe tomorrow. Mwah.
Goodbye, guys. Goodbye.